SCP-5001. Immediately, GRU Division P began drilling towards the location of SCP-5001, but for years found that they were unable to breach the exterior of the structure. Defeated, the project was abandoned in 1955. However, Soviet leader First Secretary Khrushchev seemed to have a vested interest in gaining access to SCP-5001. As a result, he privately funded the GRU Division P operation, allowing them to continue their work in secret for a number of years, from 1959 until Khrushchev was disposed in 1964. Of course, this was all during the height of the Cold War, but by the late 1960s, international relations between the Soviet Union and the United States of America were starting to ease. Thanks to the relaxing tensions, a contract was introduced allowing the two nations' secret organizations to work together on a number of operations involving potentially dangerous anomalies. This meant that the SCP Foundation was finally able to step in and contribute to the GRU Division P's project concerning SCP-5001. Their first task? Actually getting inside the subterranean structure. Naturally, given how well-versed the Foundation is in dealing with anomalies, they had ideas for how to crack this nut. By acquiring anomalous technology from the Global Occult Coalition, another group of interest, as well as experimental designs created by one Dr. Elijah Rachma, the SCP Foundation were finally able to breach the structure in 1971. From then until the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, the SCP Foundation and GRU Division P worked together to conduct a number of studies into the origin and purpose of SCP-5001. Both organizations were curious.
What's up, chat?
The technology
We're gonna be vibing, doing some work on stream.
Create some of the devices found
Be working on
Among
some
this
writing.
advanced technology
Just
were
chilling.
ontological
Got my
stabilizers,
obsidian open.
also known as Scranton Reality
Let's do
Anchors,
it.
which are located
Let's
around
figure it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
SCP-5001's inner chamber. These were designed to directly alter the amount of Humes in a given area. What's a Hume?
Listen to just some
Well, to keep it
SCP
simple,
story stuff.
Hume is a measure of the reality
So we're just
around
gonna be
us.
chilling. Got some
If it
stuff
helps,
going. If it
imagine
gets annoying, we
reality
can
as a
swap it
pile
out
of sand.
for our
Now
music
imagine
again.
that you remove a single grain of sand from the pile. Congratulations, you just removed one Hume from this reality. Taking one away doesn't really do much, but start grabbing handfuls and the pile gets smaller, scattered. Less a pile and more a light dusting of sand. Reality works the same way. Take too much away and it starts to lose whatever it was before. Being able to alter the amount of Humes in an area meant that these ontological stabilizers could alter the strength of reality itself, even nullify the reality-bending properties of some anomalies. In theory, an SCP with the power to influence reality could be contained using this technology. The effects of their abilities reduced significantly, although not negated entirely. Another noteworthy piece of technology uncovered was codenamed Omega. Omega was discovered in an unmarked room on a computer terminal that was connected to every area of SCP-5001 by dozens of cables. The software itself was an artificial intelligence construct, a computerized consciousness that seemed to serve the purpose of controlling the various systems within SCP-5001. The Omega seemed to work by providing an answer whenever someone used a keyboard to input a question. The artificial intelligence of Omega appeared able to hold a conversation, but would refuse to give any insight into when the SCP-5001 structure was built or what its purpose was. Despite neither group knowing what SCP-5001's function was, an agreement between the SCP Foundation and GRU Division P was formed. Both organizations shared the belief that Omega, the ontological stabilizers, as well as the other anomalous technologies could never, under any circumstances, be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. They had a pact to keep the knowledge of SCP-5001 and these devices strictly between themselves. However, this agreement was, sadly, not to last. In the early 90s, GRU Division P liquidated its assets and disbanded. A number of the Russian division's highest-ranking officers stole the anomalous technology that the organization had in its possession, which they then sold to Marshall Carter and Dark Limited. MC&D Ltd are yet another of the SCP Foundation's groups of interest. According to Foundation intelligence, Marshall Carter and Dark Limited is a London-based club that has caused numerous problems for the Foundation over the years. They have ties to wealthy figures across the
Let's
globe
get this chat.
and cater to the super-rich clientele by providing them with the most exclusive, expensive, and rare experiences available. How do they do this? By gathering the anomalous items and auctioning them off to the highest bidders. A number of GRU Division P operatives also joined up with the Chaos Insurgency. This is a group of interest that consists of personnel who previously worked for the Foundation, but have since broken away to pursue their own rogue agenda. Much like a number of other groups of interest, the Insurgency uses anomalies and SCPs for their own benefit, as well as dabbling in a bit of arms dealing and the selling of highly classified intelligence.
What's a thorough describe Mr. Ortega here?
Have a diverse portfolio. Despite former members of GRU Division P seeking alternative employment with some less than reputable groups, the SCP Foundation still managed to keep the existence and location of SCP-5001 a closely guarded secret. However, even with the structure fully under their control, their leading researchers were still baffled as to what exactly the purpose of the underground structure was, or rather, that was the case. On December 30th, 2019, an explosion erupted in the northeast sector of SCP-5001. The cause of the explosion was unknown, but the damage caused a tremendous and almost catastrophic loss of power. Whether the explosion had been triggered by one of the many groups of interest, like the former GRU Division P, or just a machinery malfunction, it almost caused the total destruction of SCP-5001. What would be so bad about that? Well, remember earlier when we said that every so often an SCP comes along with its very own built-in method of containment? You see, it wasn't the structure or technology.
Got myself a little espresso shot to drink more.
Should have been worried about. It was the thing inside.
That almost sprayed all over my keyboard.
SCP-5001. Just as some Foundation researchers had long theorized, SCP-5001 was a cage, a containment unit for its own anomalous objects within, something powerful enough to alter reality right down to the Humes, hence the need for ontological stabilizers to dampen its power, and Omega to keep the place running. This entity, known either as SCP-5001-A or the Devourer, was being held inside SCP-5001.
I really like SCPs because they're just, most of them are pretty well written. Some of them are really dog shit, but they are good to listen to. It's interesting. People can think of some really interesting shit.
Appearance or the extent of its anomalous powers. Whoever created SCP-5001 went to considerable effort to keep the Devourer contained, viewing it as a threat to all of reality. And all that effort was almost undone when the structure was damaged by the explosion. Fortunately, the SCP Foundation was able to re-establish containment of SCP-5001-A, though at the cost of a tremendous amount of lives. When personnel were finally permitted to re-enter SCP-5001, a number of the structure's core systems had been damaged, but it was still able to perform its primary function and keep the Devourer safely contained within. As personnel entered the structure, a message appeared through the Omega computer system that read, "Hello, my children. Although you have grown immensely since your earliest days, you have much room to grow. Your species' intellect is merely a bud with so much potential. Your weapons are powerful. Your medicine is supreme. Your engineering is beautiful. With proper guidance and care, you are sure to reach an elevated state of being and transcend your bodies for something more whole."
I just, like, my hands just went to, like, league mode for some reason.
It pleases me so dearly to request that you leave this place immediately. Your studying and probing have almost resulted in the end of all I have worked towards to keep you alive. If you comply, I guarantee that the Devourer will never escape, and your species will be free to pursue the enlightenment of technology for all eternity. Let this be my final gift to you, directly from the center of my broken heart. Okay, back up. Broken heart? Interesting. Where have we heard something like that before? We'd hate to jump to any conclusions, but when one hears about a being of great power related to large and mysterious machines, and that word again, broken. All the groups of interest that seem to be tied into SCP-5001, and we'd neglected to mention perhaps the most important of all, the Church of the Broken God. This religious organization that reveres industry and technology over the impurity of flesh has been united in a singular purpose, rebuilding their deity, the broken god Mechane, whose body was split apart in an attempt to preserve the future of mankind. Perhaps the heart of this great and ancient machine, this Devourer, is actually the heart of something else entirely. Though, of course, there's only so much we can speculate. Knowledge, after all, can sometimes be like a flame. It can light your way, but if you get too close, you will inevitably be burned. If ever you're in doubt, ask the people devoured and assimilated by the heart of Mecane the last time it was freed by the church. If ever the heart gets out again, you'll certainly be with them. The SCP Foundation has come so far. Their technology, their knowledge, their vast resources all allow them to contain some of the most powerful forces mankind has ever seen, and even some we haven't. But as SCP-5001 shows, there is still much that even the brightest researchers at the Foundation
don't yet understand,
and their drive to poke and prod at the unknown nearly led to the end of reality as we know it. Perhaps one day we'll be able to fully understand just what the Devourer is, and the ways that SCP-5001 worked to protect us from it. But we're not there yet, and there's no guarantee that we ever will be. While the pursuit of knowledge is always an admirable one, when it comes to SCP-5001, maybe the Foundation should have left well enough alone. It had been a long day. Expeditions like this were normally tiring, but with the intense heat of the Egyptian sun bearing down on them, every minute felt like hours, and every hour a lifetime. Seth and Kayla were determined not to quit. They had traveled halfway around the world to get to this site, and they weren't about to let the elements stop them from uncovering the secrets they were searching for. The rumors had dated back centuries. Stories of a hidden tomb lost somewhere out in the desert. And as a likely pair of budding adventurer and an accomplished archaeologist, neither one of them could resist the chance to try and hunt down the tomb. If they could uncover it, they'd have one of the greatest archaeological finds of the century on their hands. Both Kayla and Seth would forever be remembered as the ones who discovered a supposedly unfindable ancient tomb. Having found their way to some ruins, the remains of a temple that had been all but razed to the ground, ravaged by the forces of time, Kayla and Seth had started searching for the tomb's entrance. The reason it had stayed uncovered for so long was the amount of sand that had covered it over the centuries, storms from the desert constantly rearranging the grains and piling on more. But right now, the skies were clear, and all they could do was keep digging, until, at long last, their shovels struck stone. Clearing a path to the entrance, Kayla flipped on a torch as she led her archaeologist friend down a flight of stairs carved into the stone. Seth followed her as they traversed further and further down, the air getting stale the deeper they went. The whole while there was a gnawing concern at the back of both of their minds that the rocky ceiling above could give way at any moment, trapping them both underground. But before each of them could voice their worry out loud, they arrived at a large stone door, left wide open about 20 meters beneath the surface. "Is this really it?" Kayla asked in disbelief. "It might be," Seth replied, the excitement in his voice like that of a kid on Christmas morning. Standing before them, beyond the threshold of the open entrance, was a chamber of stone. Its ceiling was secure, about 7 meters high, and the walls had been covered in hieroglyphics. Immediately, Seth shot over to the nearest wall, pulling a battered journal out of his bag to start to try to translate what had been written. While he was doing that, Kayla's attention fell over the rest of the room. For a tomb, there was a surprising lack of a sarcophagus, nor any other similar resting place for a body, with no signs that anyone else had already been here to remove one either. All there really was within was a few bowls, randomly placed around the chamber. Kayla's torchlight fell over one of the bowls, and she knelt down to take a closer look at its contents. It was filled with bread. They were all holding different foods: dates, figs, dried fish, and lentils.
I always wonder who thinks up with these SCP stuff, but then I think that's the same thing people think about me when I talk about the random bullshit I create.
These perishable foods seemed to have decayed in the centuries this tomb had been lost for. In fact, it all looked quite fresh, like it was still good enough to eat. Although the temptation to actually eat any of it quickly disappeared when Kayla reminded herself that, while it might not look it, the food down here had to have been hundreds, maybe thousands of years old, despite how perfectly preserved it appeared. I think I've got something," Seth called enthusiastically. "There's definitely a story in these hieroglyphics. You sure we're in the right place?" Kayla asked as she crossed the room to where her colleague was. "For a tomb, it doesn't seem like anyone was ever buried here." "I've got a theory," he replied. "This place might be more of a metaphorical tomb." "Right, that makes complete sense." Her sarcasm was unmistakable. "Look here," he said, pointing to one of the drawings on the wall as he spoke. It depicted a figure laying dead in a square space. I think that's meant to be this room. Someone dies here, and then Seth's finger moved to another of the hieroglyphics, one that Kayla recognized. It showed a being with the body of a man and the head of a jackal, taking the dead figure down into the afterlife. This was Anubis, one of the ancient Egyptian gods associated with the afterlife. According to legends and other texts gathered from the pyramids in Giza, Anubis oversaw the process the Egyptians would perform to embalm their dead, preserving them for their trip to the next world. Anubis takes whoever they are to the judgment hall of the afterlife to be brought before, Seth explained, only to be cut off, Osiris, god of fertility, the afterlife, and the dead. Kayla interrupted. She had already spotted the next being depicted in the glyphs, a tall figure with a distinctive headpiece, holding a symbolic crook and flail. Oversaw resurrection, life, probably many other things. Yeah, he was a god with a few different hats, Seth attempted to joke. Well,
he also has penis cut off.
One hat he's always shown wearing. Also, technically, not a hat. The atif was a type of crown, and so, hold on, Kayla interjected again. Didn't Osiris only bring the pharaohs in for judgment? Who was this person that died? I mean, the Egyptians never went to this amount of trouble for their average Joes, and the gods wouldn't pay them any mind unless they were important somehow. I'm not sure, Seth answered earnestly. At any rate, this could all just be a myth. That's why I think this tomb is metaphorical. It wasn't built to house a dead person, but to keep people believing. She finished his sentence for him. He then pointed out the next part of the glyphs, the dead figure arriving in the afterlife, carried by Anubis for judgment, and then handing an object to Osiris. Seth explained there was a certain myth surrounding Osiris and his resurrection, a story that told of all of his dead body parts being found except one. Without it, the god could not be fully resurrected. My theory is that is Osiris's missing appendage, as it were. Seth's face was red as he tried to keep his composure. After our mysterious friend handed it over, the hieroglyphs showed the nameless dead figure being taken from Anubis's hand by Osiris, who then placed them back in the room they had started in, the same chamber Seth and Kayla were standing in. It seemed they had been resurrected after death. Giving Osiris something that the god had wanted had earned this figure a free pass back to the land of the living. The glyphs also showed bowls of food around the tomb, like the ones Kayla had found dotted around the room. There was a type of aura drawn around the unknown figure now, almost like a personal shield. According to the drawings and symbols on the walls and Seth's hastily translation of their meaning, this was some form of protection granted by Osiris himself. The aura was meant to prevent the figure from harm, meaning they couldn't die again. However, the next portion of the story showed Anubis damaging the shield, possibly out of jealousy or spite, or perhaps defying Osiris, tampering with the natural order of things by protecting the figure from death, as well as causing damage to the aura of immortality that Osiris had bestowed upon them. Anubis drained the figure of all of their blood, which then caused them to go and do the same to others. Seth continued interpreting aloud. It would find people, drink their blood to sustain it, like, don't say it, Kayla sighed. I mean, it's a lot like a Egypt gave us mummies. They can't have another native monster from horror B movies, she interrupted. Well, maybe the legend found its way here somehow, or at least a more ancient Egyptian version of it, her counterpart tried to reason. It looks like here the figure was far healthier after consuming blood. See how the aura around them is repaired now? But Seth, look at what they're standing on, Kayla whispered. One of the final images in the glyphs did display exactly what Seth had described, but beneath the feet of the figure, who now seemed replenished, was a mass of bodies, a pile of human corpses with one person standing at the very top. Who would want to live forever anyway? Kayla muttered almost inaudibly. Hey, come and have a look at these. Leaning over, she picked up one of the food bowls from the floor, brimming with offerings of dates. She handed it to Seth, who marveled at how well preserved the food was. That's incredible, he remarked. This bowl looks like it's at least several thousand years old. I guess maybe 2500 BCE, but the dates... He picked one out of the bowl and sniffed it, put it back, and then did the same with another, making sure it wasn't a fluke. The conditions couldn't possibly have kept them fresh. So, how is it there are bowls of food all over this room that still look edible? She asked. I honestly have no... he began to say, but the sound of heavy, grinding stone interrupted Seth's sentence. Both he and Kayla looked in horror as they witnessed the entrance of the tomb being sealed, the heavy stone door dropping moments away from sealing them in. Seth, we need to run, Kayla urged, grabbing her bag. If we move now, we can get out of here before we get shut in. But, Seth protested, looking around the tomb, the glyph walls that had only just been discovered. Nobody would know that he and Kayla had found them if they ran now. He looked around the room, pondering for a moment, his eyes darting from a bowl of bread to the bowl of dates in his hands. We should at least take photos. No time. Our lives aren't worth proving what we found. Better to make it out than be buried alive, Kayla shouted, darting towards the entrance, ducking under the slowly lowering stone door. Seth, come on, she called from the other side. Despite her calls for him to move, her fellow explorer didn't follow. He just stood there, watching the door get lower and the only way back to the surface get narrower. By the time it had completely closed, Kayla's voice sounded so much further away that Seth could barely make out what she was saying. I'll get help. Find some way to get you out, Kayla screamed at the wall now separating her from the tomb. If you can hear me, Seth, ration the water in your bag. Take small sips every few hours. Seth already knew that the human body could survive around 3 weeks on just water and no food, and he trusted Kayla would have figured out how to get him out by then. He gave another glance to the food bowls scattered throughout the tomb. The idea of eating any of it, knowing how old it all potentially was, did turn his stomach a little. But if it came down to having to eat just a bite in order to survive a little longer, Seth was sure it looked fresh enough to still be edible. It couldn't hurt to take a bite, right? Over the next few days, Seth's focus was spent entirely on photographing and transcribing more of the hieroglyphics, occasionally stopping to take swigs of water from his canteen. If anything, it was more to combat how warm and stuffy it was being locked inside the stone chamber 20 meters underground.
Dude, you gotta be like,
Meanwhile, unseen to Seth,
cutting so much water away.
Kayla was working tirelessly to try and figure out a way to get the door open. She had been searching for days for any sign or some kind of switch or lever that would unseal the chamber entrance. There had to be some mechanism that had...
You see, I never understand these stories that you're gonna get somebody out, right? Why don't you just fucking blow up the door? Like, to hell with, like, preservation. Fucking get him out,
to abandon
right?
his archaeological finder's keeper's pride, Kayla was hesitant to make the long journey back across the desert to Cairo to get help. Anyone she brought to the dig site might claim the discovery as their own. And more to the point, the more time she spent traveling across the desert for help, the more time Seth would spend trapped.
I'm actually watching part of this because this is interesting.
And starvation. Little was Kayla aware. It was already too late. Seth hadn't been observing her warning about managing the amounts of water he was drinking, and pretty soon, his canteen was empty. He cursed himself.
Stupid bitch. What the fuck?
So involved in his discovery that he'd now potentially put his own life at risk. But then he remembered the food bowls. Kneeling down, he picked up the nearest one, the same bowl with all the dates in it. Shaking his head at the thought, he put them back down again. The longer he waited, the more Seth began to worry that maybe Kayla had abandoned him. And if she had,
why would you go for the dates for shit yourself to death?
That he would die down here, lost and forgotten in an ancient tomb underground. He couldn't help but find something ironic about the whole thing. He was going to die in a tomb whose walls told the tale of a dead person being brought back to life. Maybe in a few hundred years, more archaeologists would find this buried room and think he was the one the tomb had been constructed for. Even trying to put an ironic spin on things wasn't enough to give Seth much peace.
I don't think that's
staring
kind
down
of
the
funny.
possibility he might not see the sun and walk above ground again. And getting closer to death is what made him want to avoid it, tempting him towards the bowls of food.
Not the dates, dude. Anything but the fucking dates. Eat the fish. Eat the fucking fruit.
Swelled even greater, reminding him of his own hunger. With no clear view of the sky, Seth had little clue just how many days he'd been trapped in the tomb, although he was sure it was approaching the day 4 threshold. He couldn't survive much longer beyond that point without eating. As the days dragged on, he abandoned his research and note-taking. It was impossible to focus on translating hieroglyphics when he was in so much pain, aching from the heat and having no food or water.
It's your fault. Why fucking drink all your water, man?
His body trying to conserve its already limited reserves of energy. Eventually, Seth started trying to rationalize eating at least a date or two. The food hadn't decomposed.
Don't eat the dates. Why are you eating the dates? It's like the worst thing to eat in there.
Open hadn't changed the state of any of it at all. Not the dates, nor the bread, or the fish.
You got bread and fish. Eat the fish, you fucking dumbass. You have fish.
Was beginning to look all the more appealing to the starving.
You're starving. You're dehydrated. You're gonna eat the date and shit yourself to death. You're gonna literally just die in a pool of your own shit. I don't know why this guy's stupid. This guy's dumb. This guy's got brain damage.
First date, feeling it pass down his esophagus, passing from his mouth to his stomach. Seth immediately regretted giving in to his need to eat. His mouth instantly went dry, far worse than it had been after this long without water. It was like the tiny piece of fruit had pulled all the saliva from his mouth. Seth tried to scream in panic, only to release a hoarse, dry-throated grasp as he felt his tongue shriveling up with his mouth and throat.
Going for the fish.
It felt like the skin of a drum. But it didn't stop there. It only got worse. Seth stared in horror at his own arms, the blue veins that ran underneath his skin rapidly draining away. His forearms and biceps shrunk, muscle and sinew shriveling like his body had been left in a water evaporator. All the while, the pain of having his entire physical form being reshaped was pure agony. The dehydration of his mouth meant Seth still couldn't scream, only dropped to the ground as he felt the same thing happening to his legs. Every drop of moisture in his body, every fluid from water to blood,
dude, he is cutting some water.
Was drying out, leaving Seth as little more than a dusty, desiccated husk. Before his own eyes, he could only watch as his skin lost its pigment, drying into a thin, leathery texture, drained of its original color as his blood stopped flowing. Outside, Kayla had been coming back to the tomb's sealed door every day and would stay until the late hours of the evening. She tried digging down from the surface to reach the chamber where Seth had been trapped, but it was too far underground. There was no sign of any way to move or reopen the stone door.
Hello, thank you for the stream. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm not moving right now. We're listening to this, and I'm just making fun of this dude for eating 1,000-year-old dates from a fucking tomb and dying. Hello, welcome.
Sprinting into the dark tunnel, she arrived just in
Dumbest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Expecting to see Seth
Thank you
standing
for the follow.
Side as the stone door lifted. What she saw instead was a nightmare. It looked like a corpse, an ancient and decomposing dead body. Kayla had seen plenty entombed in sarcophagi on her many travels exploring ancient ruins around the world, but she had never seen one standing up. It was still breathing, a wheezing, raspy sound escaping its mouth. Its skin looked almost brittle, as if it was stretched too thin, almost see-through enough to show off the bones underneath. The upright corpse's face was all wrong, too. Sunken cheeks and eye sockets deeper than they should have been. It looked so different that it wasn't until Kayla shone her flashlight on its drained face that she recognized who it was. Seth. He lunged at her immediately, racing towards her, snarling with his dry, desiccated mouth. Kayla turned and ran as he came after her, bony fingers swiping at her clothes. Her flashlight, gripped in her hand, was all but useless as she sprinted back the way she'd come, swinging back and forth in her arm, barely illuminating
Dumb as shit, man. Holy.
The whole while she was running from it, she could hear the wheezing behind of Seth behind her, terrified of whatever he had become and why he was chasing her. Then she saw it, the stairs, her one shot at getting out.
He shit himself to death because he chose the date instead of fucking fish or bread.
Herself in the drained, dehydrated corpse. All she had to do was make it up. The last step. She had just made it when she felt the shriveling hand grip her ankle, tripping her over. Falling face first in the sand, Kayla scrabbled at the loose grains, trying to pull herself away as her body was dragged back down onto the stone stairs. She felt a searing pain and screamed into the empty desert as the corpse's fingers dug into her neck, its leathery dry skin against hers. Eventually, the screaming stopped, replaced with a dry, hoarse gasping, and then silence, as Seth drained her body of her blood along with the rest. Pulling Kayla's body by her ankle, Seth dragged whatever was left of her back down towards the tomb, SCP-3359, to feed on what was left. Qinghai Lake.
It's just that this man who's obviously a man of, you know, higher intelligence, he's an archaeologist, he's an adventurer, decides that the smartest. I'm just dumbfounded by this. I know it's right. I know it's writing. I know more than anyone that this is writing. But this man of higher intelligence decides that the best course of action to have a better to fucking drink. First off, drinks all of his water in the first day. You stupid? You dumb? You're just blowing from stupid town? Fucking clown, man. He decides that it's a smarter idea to just, I'm gonna drink my water and then I'm going to eat this date because that's the smart idea. Oh no, don't worry. These perfectly preserved grapes, this beautiful fish that has omega-3 vitamins in it, whatever the fuck, I don't know, fish oil. It's fish oil. It's good for you. And it's fucking bread, even bread at that point. And he goes, I'm gonna eat the date. I'm gonna eat the date. Right? Even considering it wasn't cursed, it wasn't SCP, right? Even considering that. You're gonna shit yourself to death. You're gonna fucking explode and shit yourself to death. Exactly what's gonna happen.
The largest lake in
Dumbest
China
fucking
is
dude
one
I've
of the most
ever heard.
secure
Man has no
locations
survival
in
instinct.
Foundation
Might as well
ever
be stuck in a
taken
bubble.
control.
Holy shit.
All available military assets have been
Sorry,
gained
that
at
just
the
that
site,
dumbfounded me for a couple
including
minutes.
3 of the most elite mobile task force units with experimental weaponry. SCP-4290 must not be allowed to open, and the site has been surrounded by nuclear mines and targeted with the Dagaz Break orbital strike system. The
Dumbest shit
perimeter
I've ever
contains
fucking heard.
even if it means the complete annihilation of the entire area. This is considered to be an acceptable loss for the Foundation, since the destruction that would be caused by taking such an extreme measure is far from the worst-case scenario when it comes to SCP-4290. That's because the entity contained within SCP-4290's site has the potential to create a true end-of-the-world scenario. The Foundation, of course, is no stranger to such situations, and even has a set of designations for the various types of apocalypses, like CK-class restructuring scenarios, and ZK-class end-of-reality scenarios. And since dealing with the end of the world is nothing new for the Foundation,
Dumbest fucking
certain
guy.
precautions have been taken at
Blows
the
him from Stupid
4290
Town.
site. If containment measures fail, selected Foundation personnel and civilians will be taken into nearby emergency shelters that will hopefully survive the chaos that would occur following a breach. And the Foundation assumed that there was a good chance this plan would have to be used at some point, since at the time these precautions were put in place, it was impossible to know the chance of successful long-term containment. But just what is the entity that is held within the site of SCP-4290 that is capable of causing so much death and destruction on a major scale? They call it simply the Child. No one has ever seen the Child. No one knows what the entity is. That's because even setting aside all the Foundation's security, the site itself is still deeply protected. Literally. Over 100 feet below the surface of Qinghai Lake, a stunning collection of relics can be found. The site is thaumaturgically sealed with 8 massive metal totems made of beryllium and bronze that resemble armed warriors. The statues are inscribed with runes and arranged in a pattern designed to banish the entity kept there and keep the seal on its prison closed. Archaeological evidence indicates that the site has been there for a very long time, and it is still active, with the center of the site periodically emitting bursts of red light. But lately, the bursts have suddenly started getting brighter. You may be wondering how we know so much about SCP-4290, and that it's a site designed to keep something sealed if it's been deep in a lake quietly doing its job. The SCP Foundation has access to unusual sources, including SCP-1726, and it's from there that we learned the little we know about SCP-4290.
On fully charging up his weapon.
SCP-1726 is a library in China that appears to only be 1 floor from the outside, but on the inside covers over 14 square kilometers in area. It's full of a seemingly limitless amount of texts, many of which describe ancient and lost civilizations, along with some clues as to what led to the fall of these cultures. One text reveals the presence of a terrible and apparently unstoppable enemy. It was called the Child, but it was anything but innocent. When these texts were translated, what Foundation researchers discovered terrified them. They described the emergence of a beast with 10 terrible mouths and 20 arms stretched wide. It was attacked by an army of warriors, but they were quickly overwhelmed by what was described as torrents of darkness and dead geometries. They were killed brutally, and the Child used its skeletal fingers to unleash a torrent of flame. Every soul in the vicinity was consumed. Wax rained from the sky, and the Child devoured everything around it for 10 days, as the whole world trembled. But then something sealed the Child away
The
in its
strike
prison, which is
of
now covered by the waters of Qinghai.
the secondary
Soon ominous
wave
signs began to appear that the Child would awaken
reapplied.
again, though. One day, televisions in the nearby area all suddenly stopped playing their regular programming and began to show images of SCP-4290, with a mysterious voice coming on over the images saying, "Repair the Child's locks." This became more and more frequent, and the tone of the voice became more worried, eventually saying, "There is little time left." Further investigations of the location revealed the location of the mysterious mechanism that kept the chamber sealed, which was designated as SCP-4290 Lock. But how do you repair a device that is eons old? And should you even be fixing it when the one telling you to do so is a mysterious disembodied voice that only appears on pirated television broadcasts? The Foundation scrambled to find any information they could, and they were able to find clues about the history of SCP-4290 referenced in other texts. Lost civilizations like the Shah Dynasty, the Erkshans, and the ancient Orthonians had apparently strengthened the seals during their own reigns. But the most significant findings indicated a connection to one of the most terrifying entities the SCP Foundation had ever contained, and one of the most unpredictable, the Davit Empire. This mysterious warlike civilization has only been known through one source, SCP-140, a single hard copy book titled A Chronicle of Devas. This is a strange, anomalous book that is written in blood and is able to add more pages spontaneously to itself whenever it comes in contact with any fluid that can be used for writing, but seems to especially prefer human blood. It recounts the history of this civilization and their many brutal conquests. While there was no proof of the Devas before the book was found, evidence paralleling the events written in the book is now being found in archaeological digs. More dangerously, as more pages appear in the book, the events of the Deva Empire are moving closer to present day, with them currently appearing in the book as having existed until 270 CE. The Devas were a bloodthirsty, brutal race of warriors, but there was one thing even they were afraid of: the child. The Devas had performed the last successful ritual of sacrifice needed to strengthen the lock not long before their currently described destruction, and the book contained enough detail to recreate the ritual. But SCP researchers would find that performing it would not be for the faint of heart. The ritual required 3 human cadavers. Not a problem for an organization that's normal day-to-day operation results in the loss of multiple lives, and the live heart of an angel. The description of the ritual said that the materials would be presented. New runes should be carved into the totems. The items would then vanish when the ritual was completed, and the lock would somehow be renewed by this. It wasn't much to go on, but time was running out. The Foundation's Department of Occult Containment quickly sprang into action, assembling the materials and placing them in the correct formation. While it was not safe to descend that deep underwater to perform the ritual manually, technology could fill the role. A fleet of remotely operated submersibles equipped with carving material would carry the materials and perform the ritual without any human hands needed. One of the red bursts occurred midway through the ritual, causing radiation damage to the vehicles. Runes that have been carved in the past were also damaged, and the ritual was interrupted. While it seemed like it might have been enough to activate the site, it wasn't perfect. And when the ritual was complete, one of the 3 cadavers and half of the angel heart were still present at the site. Had it been enough to satisfy the ritual and reseal the lock? There was nothing to do but wait and see. They wouldn't have to wait long for their answer, as the mysterious voice once again took over the televisions in the area. This time, its message was less friendly. The sacrifice did not reach the 10 Maws. Brace. The child apparently was not satisfied, and the lock was not sealed. Everyone feared it was too late to prevent what was coming, and panic was starting to spread among the ranks. One day, several personnel stationed at the Qinghai Lake site broke protocol and fled. None of them were ever found, but one fugitive staff member, an agent Zenovia Marinos, left behind a note though. It read, "Do we think we can actually stop this? No civilization before us wanted to fight the child. None of them. The sacrifices won't work anymore. It refuses to consume them. They aren't enough to satiate it. Once the seal breaks, we'll have a world of molten darkness and the child will be all that's left. Eating, drinking, you're fools for staying." Agent Marinos was apparently so scared that she had fled through a portal to an extra-dimensional space in order to escape. There would be no point in trying to track her, even if she was still alive. But in our own dimension, time was running out. Foundation seismologists were brought to the site and stationed outside, and began monitoring.
Best views on stream, boo.
Coming from behind the lock. The energy
Guess what, bud? Guess what, Mr. Robot? Best bands on Twitch. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Thanks for the free follow, loser.
Stronger and stronger as the
Thanks for the free follow, loser. I appreciate it, loser. Go back to Clown Town.
But no one knew if they had any
Get back to Clown Town.
On August 18th, the totems fully disintegrated. Some of the Foundation's best military forces gathered on the shores of the lake and waited. 10 minutes later, something massive emerged, phased out of the lock and onto the seabed, and didn't move. The assembled Foundation forces were confused and continued to observe the creature, and after no activity was seen after 3 hours, the authorization was given for submersibles and a small exploratory team to proceed down to the seabed for an up-close investigation. There, down on the floor of the lake, was the child. It was as terrifying as described, with the countless mouths and arms and huge in size, over 40 meters long. The signs of previous rituals were everywhere, with angel hearts and human corpses littered around, some in the creature's mouth, but none of them had been eaten. The ritual had apparently been performed many times, but to no actual purpose. The massive being was scanned many times, but no sign of psychic energy, radiation, or other life signs were detected. The child was dead, and it had apparently been so for a very, very long time. Once the area had been cleared, teams were brought in to investigate the body in person and perform an autopsy on site. No explanation of what exactly this creature
Imagine being called in just to do an autopsy on, like, a god.
Discovered, but they did get answers for when it died. The time of death was roughly 9,000 years ago, not long after its initial sealing. The cause of death was discovered too. The child destroyer of worlds and scourge of countless civilizations had died from malnutrition. Whatever this thing had been, it had been sealed away and had died from hunger not long after. One civilization after another had continued to perform the rituals to keep it sealed, never aware that it was no longer a threat. With this new discovery, SCP-4290 was reclassified as neutralized, but the child taught us all a valuable lesson about being prepared for potential world-ending scenarios, and the Foundation continues to stand on alert for any more entities from the distant past that may pose a threat today.
I like the Book of Deva. It's one of my favorite ones to read. It's such an interesting concept that it keeps rewriting history as it, like, rewrites itself. It's cool.
There might just be another existential threat to humanity that's just waiting for a chance to emerge and help us all if it remembered to pack a lunch. There's a quote that says, "The beautiful thing about learning is nobody can take it away from you. But what good is learning if the knowledge might hurt you, drive you mad, or even kill you? It just sits there in your mind, like a stick of dynamite with an invisible fuse. It could blow at any moment. All it'd take is a careless slip of the tongue, and you might turn into a talking home appliance." This is a conundrum faced by anyone dealing with an info hazard, a certain kind of anomaly often dealt with by the SCP Foundation. Before we get into some of the craziest examples of info hazards and what they've done to people, because let's face it, that's what you're really here for. First, we have to
probably not
answer
10%,
that
probably like
big question
5%.
everyone's
That's a lot.
little afraid to ask. Just what is an info hazard, and how does it differ from a far more common type of SCP, the dreaded cognitohazard? Well, we're glad you're finally brave enough to ask. First, cognitohazards are anomalies that are dangerous to perceive through one of the senses. A well-known example is SCP-096, which is actually a visual cognitohazard. You see its face and you're toast. It's as simple as that. And cognitohazards exist for all of the other senses too: hearing, taste, touch, even smell. Info hazards, on the other hand, are different. These anomalous effects are triggered when you start trying to express or describe something about what you've perceived. And when you do, things start to get really weird, really fast. Maybe you're trying to explain what you just saw to family members, friends, or the police. Maybe you're a member of SCP Foundation staff trying to write up a report or a new experiment log. Or maybe you're a YouTube channel trying to create entertaining yet informative breakdowns and explanations of anomalies from the SCP Foundation. If any or all of these apply to you, then info hazards are going to be your worst enemy. But as we look at some of the strangest examples, we'll try our best to resist their effects. First, seeing as it's so hot out, how about we take a relaxing dip in the pool while we tell you all about SCP-1128. What is SCP-1128? Well, that's a loaded question. Technically speaking, it's a massive predatory aquatic creature, but despite its huge size, the creature can hunt its prey in any body of water. Whether you're stepping in a puddle, relaxing in the bath,
That's cool.
or,
That's
say,
cool. I
chilling
like that. It's
out
like
in
Ghost
the
Shark.
pool, SCP-1128 can track you down and potentially eat you alive. In one particularly horrifying test, a D-Class was drinking from a simple glass of water when the aquatic predator emerged, yanked them inside, and ate them. Okay, so maybe you're feeling a little nervous now, but don't worry, you're still safe. Some people have even survived their attacks from SCP-1128. Well, their initial attacks anyway. The creature has a tendency to come back again and again, relentless in its ravenous hunger for human flesh. Whenever it attacks successfully, all that's left is some blood floating on the water. But again, please don't worry too much about this creature. We don't have another 682 on our hands. After all, it's an info hazard. It can only start hunting you if you receive a written or verbal description of the creature. Oh, or some kind of visual representation of the creature too. Actually, on second thought, you might want to get out of the pool now. And put down that drink too. Instead, let us tell you a nice little story. You step into a bar, smelling
Okay.
fine liquor and rich mahogany.
This one's
You
interesting.
take
I
a
like this.
whiff Of some fine leather-bound book. You see us sitting at the bar, motioning for you to come over, and you decide to approach. You're intrigued by our winning smile and our vast knowledge of anomalies and SCP Foundation lore. You take a seat next to us and order a drink. Get something fancy. It's on our tab after all. Our treat. What does this have to do with info hazards, you ask? That's the thing about SCP-1893, kid. We say, our dulcet tones smoother than scotch. You can never just talk about it. It's an info hazard that forces information about it to be delivered like a story. That's why we're in this bar right now. That's the setup. It expresses actual information about itself through the dialogue, see? You nod, beginning to grasp the concept as the bartender serves you your drink. It's been forever since you've been to a bar. Feels good to be out again, honestly. You drink deeply, savoring the flavor, but you almost choke when you see the man standing in the corner. He's so large and so distinctive. It surprises you that you hadn't noticed him before now. He stands in the corner, a freakishly tall and muscular guy, like a basketball player who decided to become a pro bodybuilder. His muscular arms are bulging out of his white vest, and a pair of bull's horns are tattooed across the top of his bald head, making him look like the devil made flesh. He stares at you with a subdued kind of annoyance, as if to say that you're not in real danger quite yet. But if he wanted, he could grab you and twist your head off like a bottle cap.
I wonder what this
What's
is
the
getting at.
huge
Hold
guy,
on.
you ask us, more than a little concern in your voice. Oh, him? We reply with a smirk. He comes with the anomaly. He appears in every SCP-1893 experience to an extent, though his level of involvement varies. If SCP-1893 doesn't perceive you as an annoyance or a threat, then you're good to go. But if 1893 starts to feel like you're gonna cause it some problems, then the guy with the horn tattoos is gonna intervene. Speaking of which, you look up and you see that the giant man is now standing next to you, brow furrowed in visible rage. He picks up your drink and crushes the glass in his hand without flinching, dripping booze and blood onto the counter. He snarls, "I think you've had enough, buddy. Now it's time for you to leave, or we're gonna have to get physical. Capiche?" You don't need to be told twice. You grab your hat, get up, and leave the bar, abandoning us on our lonely stool. But our next info hazard still awaits. You like poetry?
Weird.
Japanese poetry, yes? The humble haiku.
Weird.
It's
Interesting,
Dear
but weird.
931, a unique info hazard. It's so poetic. Though specifically it takes the form of haiku. So what does that mean? A rigid structure. The first line 5 syllables, then 7, then 5. We can't talk about this. In ways other than haiku, it is challenging. Object class is safe. It is kept at Site 19. Need 3rd tier clearance. So what is this thing? SCP-931. It is a rice bowl, white with a blue band and a cracked blue pattern, all inside the bowl. And we must confess, we took that one from the file. Man, haikus are hard. 3 inches in height, 4.5 inches across. Metric doesn't fit. No maker's marks found. Suspected to have been made late 1900s. Really makes you think on the skill of these poets. Sans anomalies. Sure, it can't kill you, but writing these drives you mad. Curse 931. Trapped in this rhythm scheme makes the old man's torture world look like a resort. Okay, let's move on. Other SCPs to see. We're sick of haiku. Okay, back to normal. Time to shake off the structures of SCP-931 and talk about another iconic info hazard, SCP-3007. This incurable info hazard is a lot less whimsical than a rice bowl that forces you to write and speak in haiku. In fact, it's literally killed 7 people, and some in surprisingly gruesome ways. The main component of the info hazard is known as SCP-3007-1. This is an extremely vivid anomalous hallucination that affects those under the 3007 umbrella, known as SCP-3007-2. To be afflicted with SCP-3007 is a truly horrifying and debilitating condition. The hallucinations occur at an average of 4 times a day, with each episode lasting for as long as an hour. And during these episodes, the victims are at risk of grievous bodily harm, or even death. So the question now is, what exactly is the SCP-3007-1 hallucination? To the people experiencing it, they appear to be transported to a strange alien world consisting of a huge number of white towers or pillars stretching into the sky. SCP-3007-2 specimens are trapped on a series of bridges, incredibly far off the ground, that connect these various
What is this?
structures.
Hello, welcome to the stream,
This
YouTube
anomalous
chatter.
area is known as
So,
SCP-3007-2.
2 things.
It's
One,
important to
I'm
remember
working on
that
a
people
gaming
transported
a
to
Bible
this
for
world
my
still
game that I'm
remain
working on.
physically unknown.
Basically,
However, any damage
a
sustained
design
by
Bible of all the information of this
SCP-3007-3
of
will
lore
carry
and
on
everything,
to
some
our
character
own
kits. I'm working
game.
character kits right
To
now
give
because I
one
enjoy doing that.
particularly gruesome example,
Second, we are
some
listening
people
to
fall
SCP stories because, I don't know, I just had the urge to. We're just chilling and existing. I'm also questioning some of the SCP stories. So if you just want to chill and relax, have someone in the background while you work, and hear randomly me go, "What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck?" You can go ahead and sit and chill. Ask me any questions, read any things. You might hear me just
from
mumble some
various
bullshit.
bridges and tumbled to their
Chilling.
deaths in SCP-3007-3. Back in our
You might also hear me
reality,
complain
they
about the
somehow
last story on this that we
damage
listened
with
to.
invisible
That was a
unseen
guy who,
impact
okay, I'm gonna crash out
over
again.
them
Hold on.
instantly.
I'm gonna crash
As
out.
much
Sorry. There was a guy, an archaeologist trapped in a fucking room. In a room. He's trapped in a tomb. There is a bunch of food. It explicitly, oh, interesting. I was looking for a stream to write to. My friend likes those SCP things too, LOL. Yeah, I like it. I like them. They're interesting stuff because they take the mundane and they take things that you don't really think of and they twist it on its head. And they're really just interesting writes, right? Whether or not they're good or bad, you know, narratively, or they make sense, or they help the overarching SCP lore or whatever, that's a whole other conversation. But overall, SCPs are just so interesting because they take things you wouldn't understand and just make them really, or really wouldn't turn an eye to, and make them really interesting. Except this one, where I get the concept. It's like, you know, it's kind of like the Wendigo, where if you take part in something, you become a monster. But this motherfucker was in a tomb. And this guy's an archaeologist. It explicitly states that he is a really smart archaeologist. And he gets locked in the tomb. He drinks all of his water in the first hour. Dumbass blows in from soup to town in the first hour. And he begins to complain that he's getting thirsty and hungry. And then he goes, I see that there's grapes. Everything, all the food's perfectly preserved. It makes a point of that in the story. Perfectly preserved fruits and dates, and bread and fish, and all this beautiful food. And this motherfucker, this apparently higher intelligence person, goes for the dates first. Goes for the dates. Like, this guy's not gonna omitting the fact of the story, this man's gonna shit himself to death. But he goes for the dates first, not the grapes, not the fucking vegetables, or even the fish with the omega-3 vitamins or whatever. He goes for the dates. And that just that stuck with me for the last 30 minutes after the story ended. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you going for the dates? You're supposed to be smarter. What the fuck? Ugh, oh my god. Anyways, back to listen. I'll stop crash out over the fucking dates. Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Its own explanation, and and the SCP Foundation takes it extremely seriously,
Right.
believing that if the info has
Ultimate, the burning hope is in my heart. Kevin Souls a flame and hope. Once asked my friend their favorite breakfast food, and they said oatmeal, and I was like, oatmeal. Oh, I gotta turn off the fucking. I'll turn this shit off again. Hold on. Like, what the fuck you have against oatmeal, dude? What the fuck? You got a problem with oatmeal? You ain't ever had good oatmeal, then, if you don't say oatmeal is like a fucking great, like, could be a favorite breakfast food. The fuck you saying about oatmeal? Like, you can get like a nice like brown sugar cinnamon, brown sugar, not even just cinnamon, brown sugar oatmeal. Put some bananas in that motherfucker. That is good. That is good. Get some strawberries and like a it's good, but favorite next to pancakes, chicken and waffles and smoothie. Why the hell are you drinking a smoothie in the morning for breakfast? That's not breakfast. The hell? I can understand pancakes, chicken and waffles. What do you mean by smoothies? I'm old. All right. You can take. I'll give you that one. All right. Smoothies are good, but they ain't a breakfast food. But listen, now oatmeal isn't my favorite. I can understand it why it's somebody's favorite. My favorite breakfast food, waffles. Has to be waffles. Get some good like little bit of syrup. Put a little bit of peanut butter on top of it. Oh my god. I'd kill a man for some waffles, some good waffles. Nice, a little crispy, just to make them so that, like the skin of the waffles a little bit crispy. When you bite through, it's all fluffy. And I'd fucking murder everybody. I'd take everyone out in the room for one waffle. I like berries on them too. I think berries are good on them. It's healthy. It's good. I've had bad experiences with the berries being like super grainy. Or this one time when we were picking berries and I put them on and there was like some bugs in them and it made me very upset. It made me very sad. Violently sad. I don't think I felt good after that. So, I mean, berries are good. If I get store-bought berries, good, whatever. But it knocked it down a peg. Peanut butter is good. Peanut butter is my all-time favorite food. I love peanut butter. I am a peanut butter fiend. I literally on my desk right now, I have a jar of peanut butter that I will just take a spoon and take a little bite from because I fucking love peanut butter. It is so good. I won't do it now because I just drank a thin coffee, but now you got berry trust issues, rightfully. They betrayed you. Exactly. A curse upon the berries and their kin. A curse upon them. See, my SCP friend does that too with the PB. Exactly, because it's a good food. It's a good little brain food. Because you're like, okay, I'm in this flow state. I'm writing. I'm thinking. I don't want to go up and make a sandwich. I'm just gonna have a little spoonful of peanut butter, and I'm gonna call it there and get back to doing shit. You know. That's just how it be. That's just how it be. Back to trying to figure this out. This guy's gonna be a fighter. He needs a stimmy. Let's give him a stim. On activation.
Can actually hear the sounds from the terrifying hallucinatory reality. Okay, that was a little scary. How about instead of falling to your death without falling at all, we talk about a nice movie, Goner Sharav by Martin Scorsese, one of the best gangster movies of all time.
All right, hold on. Where the fuck is this guy going? I gotta go watch the infographic. Hold on.
Action, suspense, romance, a mountain of black thorns on which lives a dark tyrant of terrible and unknowable power. You sure you've never seen Goner Sharav? Well, here's the thing. All signs point to movies like Goner Sharav's and many others simply not existing. This comes as a result of SCP-2747, an infohazardous phenomenon that causes people to talk about works of fiction that don't exist.
So it's just a giant Mandela effect?
Like an ethereal or disturbing tone, ambiguity.
It's like the Berenstein Bears situation.
The
like
Foundation is doing all they
deadly.
can to hunt down and suppress SCP-2747, but it's proving more difficult than they'd imagined. Currently, the leading hypothesis is that these tales may have actually existed once, but were erased from reality, leaving only the residue of memory and the odd scrap of evidence around. Many researchers speculate that the various pieces that form SCP-2747 are anafabula, pieces of fiction accidentally composed with the perfect elements to cause them to quite literally erase themselves over time. Now, the greatest concern that
Fruit Loops
Foundation
Master.
has about these
Oh yeah, they changed their name. Hold on, holy shit! You just ruined life for me. What the fuck?
But we really don't have time to
What
unpack
the
that
fuck?
right now. And like SCP-3007.
Wait, hold on. When did they change? Oh no, I'm crashing out. What's happening? When did Fruit Loops change their name? Google, come to me.
Info hazards. They all say that knowing
There's
is
no
half the
way. There's
battle,
no way.
But in this case, it is the whole battle. And if you know, you lose.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Battle at all, come to think of it. More of
There's
a
no way. There's no...
But whether it's a vicious megafish, a strangely buff
When did they change their name?
tattoos, a poetic rice bowl, or a nightmarish ordeal of daily hallucinations, there is no doubt that info
When did
hazards are some of the most strange and fascinating anomalies that the Foundation.
When did Fruit Loops change to Fruit Loops?
Oh, and of course, how could we forget the most well-known info hazard of all, SCP-2521. This entity is so info-hazardous that its Foundation file entry is written in pictograms. This is because whenever information is recorded about this entity, it manifests and steals it. If you write it down,
There's no, you're lying. Google, you're lying to me. I've got a fucking info hazard in my brain now. There's no, fuck you, SCPs. Shut up for a minute. Shut up, SCP. Shut up. No, yeah, that's just the fucking Fruit Loop people coming for me. What the fuck? There's no, I remember 2000 fucking like 10, maybe 8, when I was a young lad. I remember Fruit Loops being Fruit, that it was not Froot. There's no way. I gotta get a fucking drink. I'm crashing out. It says it changed in 1963. That's bullshit. That's not right. Oh my god. There's no fucking way. There's no way. I refuse. There's Deep State. I got up and got myself a fucking Dr. Thunder. A goddamn Dr. Pepper, because I'm just dumbfounded. I'm beyond understanding. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe that fucking Big Cereal has done this to me. I refuse. I'm gonna turn the thing back on.
Oh, that was a close one. But I'm okay. For now, at least. But don't worry about me. Working at the SCP Foundation might just be the most exciting
Whatever.
job of
Open my fucking drink.
And by
But I get back to
exciting,
doing
I mean
actual
that if
work.
you work as an SCP field operative, researcher, or mobile task force member, you're much more likely to die a horrific death on the job than
Upon
sick.
activation, Kelvin
Upon
enters an
but
enhanced
at
state
least
that
you get
increases
the
move
honor of
speed
proudly
and
saying
attack
that you're
speed.
the first line of defense between the
Also,
normal world
his
and the terrifying
passive
domain of the anomalous.
rated
Well, unless you're
instantly.
one of the IT guys. Then your work life is likely as tedious and uneventful as the computer tech guy working on the Geek Squad. But nothing is ever normal when it comes to the
He
SCP
passive shit.
where even the person whose job is helping other staff members reset their email passwords may run into the supernatural. Welcome to the strange and frightening world of pattern screamers, and specifically, SCP-000.
Increased by
SCP-000 was
10
first
units.
discovered completely on accident by technical researcher David Rosen, a man intrinsically connected to the pattern.
You can't see it. No, chats, you cannot see this, but I actually do have. No lie, I went on ChatGPT and I told it to scour the web for all references to Fruit Loop. It is running in the background right now because I am just denying reality at this point. I am crashing out. I don't know where I am or who I am. I'm cold. My hands are like not working. I'm scared and alone. I told it it has to show me something. It has to show me something correct.
Is that he's got a 100% attendance record. He seems to live out of his office, which is described as the filthiest at the whole Foundation. Every inch of the floor is covered in old, broken computer parts, and the air is stale with
That's just
dust
crazy.
and
That's
twin
just crazy.
odors of
I need
sweat
to.
and lithium grease. It's a place so
Right.
inhospitable that the Foundation has seriously considered modeling
This is the generational crash out. My fucking my children's children will be feeling this as well. This is insane to me. This
to justify the time and resources it would take to replace him. But the worst part about Rosen isn't his performance, it's his truly rotten attitude. He's universally described by his
whatever. Back to actually doing my paid for work, whatever.
That's far too short for someone in tech support. And while Rosen does have a
Character would be
that the ghost of researcher Gephardt is stalking him, he was about to have his first actual brush with the supernatural. It all started when he began receiving automated repair tickets for SCP-000, a
Seems-
file that had no reason to exist.
Prince,
As any longtime follower of the SCP Foundation will know, the universal designation for the first cluster of SCPs to be discovered is SCP-001. There is
Battle Princess.
no SCP-000. It
Medic.
simply doesn't exist. And when Rosen first found the file lurking on the database, he found that it was filled
Later
with
tonight,
useless
chats. I'm gonna be back on
nonsense.
later
The
tonight as
object
well,
class was recorded as
and we will be
null.
working
Special
on
containment
one
procedures
of my
failed.
novels
Error.
tonight.
Field containment_procedures does not exist.
Where the
The
fuck did I
message
put it?
description simply read,
Oh yeah, for the new people here, these are all the realities that I've
Please
written.
contact system
All
administrator
47 of them.
Over and over again, becoming more mangled and nonsensical each
But
time.
Tonight we're gonna
Technical
be
director Rosen,
working on
never resist an
Freedom
opportunity
Online,
to
working on my
complain,
novel.
decided to leave an
So,
angry
if any of you guys want to
administrative
come here for
memo
that,
in his
we'll be
file.
back
He
again.
concluded this
Also,
file
we're not
was
ending the
sending
stream, but
out
I just like to do a
pointless
little
repair tickets because of its broken
little
syntax,
like, hey,
bogging
come
up
back
the
if you want to.
system and preventing
I'll
him
be
from
doing another
doing
stream
actual
tonight
work
at like
on
9 p.m.
files.
CST.
He assumed that
If
this
you guys
was
want to come back
all
at
down
5,
to
we're
the
going to be doing that
database
again.
not knowing how to react to having files logged with insufficient information, and he suppressed
That's
all
wild. What
future
program are you using?
references to
Obsidian.
SCP-000 before
It's a
declaring
markdown
that
program. It's
over
really
and
good.
done with.
Really
The
good.
pig-headed technical director didn't realize
I've,
that he was suppressing a call
I've written
for
47
code
realities
trapped
and
in the white
I think
space below
about
the
500
article
characters
itself.
if I'm just like
It was a
being
being born
modest.
into a pure
Modest
white
is in
world of
the
absolute
lowest amount, I think.
nothingness. An
So,
entity with no
each
name
reality
and
ties into this grand overarching arc,
somehow
and these are all part of a game that
its
I'm making.
mammoth inner monologue is readable in the hidden text, which takes the form of a rambling stream of consciousness. The being first described coming to life in this empty world with no memories of where it was or even how it got there.
I tried it, but it wasn't for me.
spent what
I like
could have been
OneNote for a while,
years
but now I'm
exploring the
trying
empty wasteland.
Quarkle.
Occasionally, it would see horrific monsters pop
See,
up
silly
around
name
it.
programs interest me. Let me see Quarkle.
The entity continued to wander and little
I'm gonna pause this while I'm actually trying to look at something. Is it like a tabletop RPG or a video game? It's a video game. I can hold on, let me pull this up real quick. I think I can pull this up. I own the company, so no kidding. I'm going it's psycho. Nah, I'm gonna grab the thing that's like open to the public. Hold on. Where is fuck it, I'll just do this. Let's go to our website. Let me open up a new scene real quick. Bro, no, not the browser. I don't want you to see this. Can I hide this? There is the goddamn application capture. When it does this. Window capture, why are you at the bottom? Ta-da. Okay. Let's see if this pops up in stream. Oh, cool, I didn't. Thank you. I appreciate that. It just... But yeah, this is some of the stuff for my game that I've been working on. I am the CEO and narrative lead of this. We're working on fixing up the website right now. You can sit here, you can read a couple of the characters, some of their stuff. We're going to be updating these because this shader fucked up really bad. Some of our characters. See some information here. All the people on the team. Cool. Lots of characters from lots of different realities. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. This far. I see what you mean about the character lighting being a bit off though. Yeah. We've already got the better renders. We tried to get this up. Like the whole website design a lot. I'll tell our coder that. Our coder did this all himself. We had a bit of we basically have been looking for publishers, right? And we want to get this out so the publishers have something to look at. So we link them in the emails. They can actually see that we have a website, we have traffic and everything there. So we rushed a little bit on the renders, but we got the new renders ready. We're putting them up today. It's back on.
By little, the existential dread mounted as it realized that it may truly be stuck here in oblivion forever.
It rolls.
The entity only had one word to go on, a word repeated by some of the monsters it encountered: Foundation. The entity had no idea what this foundation even was, but it grew to hate and fear it. Was this foundation the one that trapped it here? The entity had all the time in the world to speculate on it. Eventually, the entity found its voice. Like any sentient creature in trouble, it began to call for help, eventually screaming, just hoping someone would notice it. These pleas likely translated into the frequent IT repair tickets, a coded SOS, an attempt to show that everything was not as it appeared on the SCP-000 file. Perhaps the entity may have found help if researcher Gephardt was still working at the Foundation, but instead its cries fell on the ignorant ears of technical director Rosen. It may as well have been speaking to a brick wall. Rosen, who had all the investigative zeal of Paul Blart Mall Cop, made sure that these cries would never lead to the entity's freedom when he suppressed the repair tickets. He had trapped the entity in a private blank hell, forever hating a life it didn't choose and could never escape. A relentless, existential nightmare. This is the gist of your average pattern screamer. Pattern screamers are a perfect example of literally making something out of nothing. They are often a kind of floating consciousness, created from nothing, trapped in pockets of nothingness between the fabric of reality, driven mad by the purgatory-like nature of their existence. They're less living entities and more conceptual constructs, pure ideas, that just happen to be self-aware of their own existence in their private hellish voids.
So how can you not be sentient if you inherently, if you have to be sentient to understand things, right? To like recognize that you're in hell. You have to be sentient, so you can't just say this entity isn't sentient.
This isn't the only time that Rosen had run into a pattern screamer without even knowing either. And just like the first case, he was with no help whatsoever. This one began with SCP-S, an otherwise empty file containing only this image. Director Winters, a Foundation administrator, wondered why this file even existed. Enter Technical Director Rosen, filled with equal parts sarcasm and insubordination. He gave a condescending reply to Director Winters, saying that the file was there to test the filing system, and the image was likely just a placeholder. Winters never should have been on the page anyway, according to Rosen. Director Winters was annoyed at Rosen's typically rude tone and asked him to make the purpose of the article clearer in the article itself. In response, Rosen did as he was told, filling the article in the most sarcastic manner possible. The whole thing was essentially a middle finger to Director Winters for having the audacity to even ask. Rosen signed off with, "There, finished. I certainly hope I have been clear enough to anyone who may have accidentally accessed this page, through what I am sure is no fault of their own, so we won't have any more incredibly competent directors bugging the tech team about this page." And once again, technical researcher Rosen was too busy being a rude, unpleasant jerk to notice he was practically staring another pattern screamer in the face. This pattern screamer, or rather hive of pattern screamers, were trapped even deeper than the one in SCP-000. This one was hidden in the very source code of SCP-S,
Oh my.
where a chorus of enraged voices screamed the following: "Pretend, monster, just for a minute. Pretend you were the size of an amoeba, dwarfed by even the smallest of bugs. Pretend you didn't hold the world."
Why does the SCP Foundation hire such like stupid people that see something weird in a job where things that are weird you have to kind of deal with? It sounds like they're really bad at screening.
As you would be, of course you would, because you are arrogant and stupid. If you haven't guessed yet, we hate you. This pattern screamer is clearly more aware of its pitiful station in existence than the 000 pattern screamer, and as a result, it's not so much depressed as it is furious. Though at this point, you've probably figured out that even the entities who have the most casual brushes with technical researcher Rosen end up getting infuriated. But while you may have gotten the impression that all pattern screamers are sad little entities worthy of our sympathy and pity, there's at least one pattern screamer that's actually incredibly dangerous. This is SCP-3930, the ultimate pattern screamer, in terms of both size and effect. It's an anomaly so strange it defies typical containment classification, and it bears a level 5 security block, meaning only those on the level of the legendary O5 Council are cleared to even know about it. Its greatest containment procedure is the preservation of the very idea that SCP-3930 does not exist, because the alternative has terrifying implications for all involved. SCP-3930 is a 1 kilometer area in Russia.
Guess it's actually better since for
To even call it a white void would be inaccurate, because it implies the existence of the color white and the existence of the concept of a
Battle
void.
Princess,
Nothing
Battle Mage,
exists within SCP
Battle Medic,
3930, and anyone who directly observes 3930 runs the risk of actively increasing its power. That's why special containment procedures dictate that anyone who observes 3930 must be forced to walk into it afterwards, which results in them ceasing to exist. They're destroyed on the deepest level that anything can be destroyed. The very idea of them ceases to be. Another reason that SCP-3930 is so special is that because it's the largest area of nothing in existence interacting directly with our reality, it's the only place that a huge number of pattern screamers can be directly observed by humans. They're described as being like sentient hallucinations. One researcher suggests that these pattern screamers are created by the way the psyche shatters when brought into contact with raw, true nothingness. The nothingness acts like a hateful mirror to our worst thoughts, reflecting them back at us in the forms of restless screamers. Regardless of what they actually are, one thing is for sure. Coming into direct contact with one of these screamers is a harrowing experience. In the end, it just goes to show that pattern screamers are a complex
He should be pretty simple.
entity.
He should just be a very simple character who wants to just get in and do a little bit of stuff and heal her ally. The poke move is definitely Light Beam, where she punches like a beam of light towards the enemy.
It's just as impossible to stop the nothingness existing in SCP-3930 as it is to save the entity trapped in the white spaces of SCP-000. Maybe the best option is to actually be more like Technical Director Rosen. Keep your head down, focus instead on your own petty worries, and bask in the warm
Well, this
bliss
one's
that can
sunrise.
only come with having no idea what you're dealing with. The one downside is that this may make you a pretty lousy IT guy. A veteran worker of the SCP Foundation sits at his terminal, performing one of the most critical tasks in the
Wasn't there an SCP where it was like
entire
it crawled into your
organization,
ass
creating a file for an
and then
as-yet
like
undescribed
laughed at you when you
SCP
sat on a toilet or something?
terribly wrong.
Wasn't it called like the
His
Butt
eyes
Ghost
were
or something?
glazed over,
I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember
Is
that.
this a zombie or a trained Foundation researcher? What is going on? Like any large international
Why can't we get more of those? Why can't there more SCPs be like that, where they just crawl on your ass and just do, and just kind of not kill everybody in the universe?
Sure, the head researchers, guards, mobile task force soldiers, and members of the O5 command get all the praise. But a legion of number crunchers, cleaners, and paper pushers are equally important.
Personal
One such
son.
person was archivist Walter Bainbridge, who had been tasked with digitizing some of the older records that the Foundation had on file. It was when he was innocently recording the details on SCP-050 through 060 that he first came under the strange and
Holy, an
startling
Ant-Man?
effects of
I've-
SCP-050.
I think it was like it just crawled in your ass and laughed at you. Was just all it did.
All incidents of
I don't think it even killed you. It just was like,
SCP-055's anomalous effects
it was just
taking hold.
fucking weird. It was a pervert,
Had no idea
like the
any of
butt
it was
ghost or something.
in his new digitized filing system, he first took note of SCP-053, Euclid class, also known as the Young Girl. This anomaly was a seemingly normal human female child who provoked homicidal insanity in those directly exposed to her. Then SCP-054, Safe class.
Maybe Ant-Man's plan would have worked if he did that instead.
Entirely of, as well
What
as
he should have done,
biologically and
right,
chemically identical
is just like
to
crawled
members
into
of the
Thanos' ass
Next,
and gone up further, right?
SCP-056,
And then just like
class.
blow up his prostate instead. That would have worked so much better. Like, maybe not full expand himself, but just big enough so like he could just grip it and just crush it in his hands. It's like a little grape. That would have shown. I don't know if that would work either. It's psycho. just get him. Just get him. Anything's to go. You know, Thanos is like the ultimate terrorist. Like, take him down any way you can. Space terrorism. Personal son above herself, causing the rated aura damage.
How could he have forgotten SCP
Chest burster alien style, yeah, but for the penis. I think the chest wouldn't work because you gotta get the ribs.
Quite say off the top of his head, but he'd be sure to look into it.
Nah.
A quick trip to the Site-19
Yeah.
archive showed him that there was actually
refires,
file on the nature
stability.
of SCP-055, which must have been the result of a huge number of studies. What struck him as strange was that all the files were filled out in pen rather than being typed up like a traditional file. The majority of these notes were written in shorthand too, as though they were frantically taken during the tests themselves on extremely short notice. There weren't even any redactions. Walter made a mental note of what he had seen, put the file back in its proper place, and headed back to his computer terminal. However, after writing in an almost trance-like state, he looked back on his work to see that he had written an entry on SCP-058, a giant evil bovine heart with insect legs and a scorpion stinger. Strange, he thought. That's when Walter got a call from Mr. Kovac on his Foundation issue phone, and he didn't sound happy. He'd given Walter direct instructions to go back and digitize the files on 055, and instead he'd been working on 058.
Healing them
Explaining
as
this,
it
Walter was
lowers.
typically an extremely loyal and diligent employee,
Enemy.
but the verbal barrage from his supervisor had him considering talking back, just this once, and hoping
Enemy
to get him
is
demoted
within
to D
the
class and
radius.
thrown into 682's acid bath for playtime. Walter gulped,
That's
picked up some courage, and interrupted Mr.
Enemy within the
Kovac's
radius of
rant to
some
ask
sets.
if he had any idea what SCP-055 actually was.
Hmm.
He went silent for a moment.
Would it? Should I?
Then his supervisor spoke again.
Where's the power in the
This
kit?
time,
Where's the power in the kit?
less confident.
So passive.
Of course I can tell you about SCP
Heal people when you hit them.
055.
Create healing for allies
It's a
when you hit
classic,
enemies.
one of the first 100.
Your poke ability slows them.
Or,
Sunrise gives you an AoE damage, which
I
then
think
procs
it's the
your
one with,
passive. Sunset gives an ally a sun above them. Should it ramp healing? These are all supposed to be a little more psycho, because these are before I toned them down, before they get implemented, right? I guess that's fine. I guess I can do like as the sun sets, if enemies are within the radius of the sun sets, ramp the healing higher.
He asked if Mr. Kovac
Ramp.
was okay, and finally got a reply. I'm sorry, I seem to have zoned out for a second there. What were we talking about again? But this time it was Walter who couldn't answer. He had no idea at all what the two of them were discussing just moments ago.
It's the sun above them.
Disoriented and kind of sick, like they'd taken some low-level amnestics. Mr. Kovac told Walter to get back to his filing duties and
Right.
speak later. Walter then checked the messages he'd received from Mr. Kovac earlier, and there it was, plain as day. You miss 055.
Allies that
Go back and digitize
are
that before
in
proceeding.
this
It's
radius.
okay. But Walter had never
But
even
damn.
heard of an SCP-055.
It's like vice
or
versa,
such an
sunset,
anomaly
sunrise,
even
whatever.
existed.
Obvious shit.
What was going on here?
Ultimate. What did I do for Ultimate?
Walter realized he was dealing with
The main idea here is I wanted to be like a
digitization job.
kind of like
After all, how could
like a monk healer kind of beat, right? Where she punches enemies, she defends her allies, and heals them with light magic. It's a good ultimate. The utility, so her utility is healing. She is healing everybody by damaging enemies with low damage stuff.
He was about to embark on a much more challenging task than he could have.
What's another like astronomical sunlight-based thing that I could reference here?
I know nothing.
Google come to me.
Also about the extent of the knowledge we have on SCP-055, also known as
What
the
are
Anti-Venom
some
and
other
Self-Keeping
astronomic
When and how was it obtained by the Foundation?
sun-based
What are its anomalous
terms?
abilities? Is this thing dangerous? We may never know. Because the only anomalous ability of SCP-055 that we're aware of is the fact that nobody is capable of retaining any information about it.
Sun-based,
It's crucial to note that whatever 055 is, it isn't
That's-
invisible or indescribable. Foundation personnel are perfectly capable of entering its containment chamber and observing it without incident. But mere minutes after leaving the chamber, any memories of the particulars of 055
maybe not
seem to
eclipse. I feel like eclipse is
spontaneously
more about the
erase
moon, right?
themselves.
Moon eclipses the
Hence,
sun during the
the
day.
self-keeping secret. But
Maybe
this
like,
didn't deter Walter. Perhaps his greatest advantage was that he didn't know enough about the thing he was investigating to know how futile his mission was.
Sun-based
He wanted
phenomena.
to know the unknowable, and a pesky issue like impossibility wouldn't stop him. He'd get to whoever he needed to at Site-19 to get the answers he needed. Of course, most people had no knowledge of the mysterious anomaly. The common response he got back from his colleagues was
Not sunspot. Sunspot is more about the sun itself, and think about light.
Well, the realization of sudden memory loss, or the realization of
Solar
055's
protons?
existence,
No.
has been known to cause momentary stress.
Oh, Wikipedia, come to me.
No
What do you have here?
long-term physical or mental effects from
Flares,
055's
proton
anomalous
prominences,
ability.
sunspots,
It's a fleeting
wind.
indeed in its
Huh?
purest
Oh,
form,
the solar
like
winds.
forgetting why you walked into a room.
Oh, Aurora. That's good. I like that. Maybe Aurora is a good term. Wikipedia saves us all. Yeah, yeah.
We just don't know.
I like Aurora.
At times,
Solar Aurora.
was going
That's it.
insane.
Aurora. I need to fucking
055,
enunciate
everything
better.
related to it was gaslighting him. Was 055 even real? The one thing that proved
It's already around, but your gift helps Wikipedia stay free from paywalls and ads. Please donate $2.75. No, get on my face.
According to the official records kept by the Foundation on the site,
You will serve as my free site to look at stuff.
055 is kept in a 5x5.
I think Solar Aurora would be good. I like that. I like that.
Thick cement with a Faraday cage surrounding the cement walls. The report continues
Aurora.
that access is via heavy.
We would if we could,
containment
Wikipedia.
measuring 2 by 2.5
We would.
meters, constructed on
And plus, I don't want to give my credit card information to Wikipedia. We all know what shit people do on there.
Deliberately. 055 cell is one of the few to have no posted security guards, and any personnel working on other SCPs
powerful
in the area are ordered to remain at least 50 feet
magics
from the geometric
stick
center
in her
of
blood.
055 cell, where the anomaly itself is kept. When he tried to explore further why the cell was constructed in this manner, he found that, surprise, surprise, nobody knew. 055 was
Come
an
on,
anomaly
I
whose
do.
containment requirements were so mysterious that it automatically netted itself a Keter class
So real. Like IDs wanting, like
How can
websites
you
wanting
possibly
IDs now.
something
Yeah.
you can't even
Yeah.
hope to comprehend? There were plenty of
Luckily,
rumors about the
you
true
can use a
nature of
VPN. You can get around most of the stuff.
Some of the more
Don't tell the government.
at Site-19 theorized that
Stupid.
055 was actually an autonomous.
I just want to go and watch my fucking anime. Okay, you have some fucking 18+ anime on here. Just don't let me over there. Let me watch my fucking Go-Go Loser Rangers. For the love of God, I don't care. Just let me watch my shit, please. I hate that so much.
Even when writings and pictures on the subject
It's so dumb.
exist, be a perfect spy. However,
Upon
this was
activation,
all
Julia
ultimately little more than speculation. Walter was barely any further
Yeah,
along when it
creates
started. There were multiple
a
points in his
massive
investigation
area
where Walter seriously
area
considered giving
around
up,
her.
until until
to be
finally
bathed.
he had a major breakthrough.
Aurora.
Dr. Bartholomew
Aurora.
Hughes and Dr. John Marichek were two scientists that had
Light.
performed extensive research into
Light.
055, and who, Walter hoped, might have the answers
The
he
initial
sought with the self-keeping secret.
Burst
These scientists
will
were the first
heal
to discover
all
the
allies
anti-memetic nature of
for
055, performing numerous tests on
10%
D-class personnel to see if
missing
it was possible to create feasible written records, sketches, or
after
any
a
other records or
delay.
impressions that could
All
bypass its
allies
anomalous
in
effects.
this radius
The disorienting,
become
memory-ruining
immune
effects of 055
to
also
damage
extend to any
for
materials
2
concerning
seconds.
055. It seems to be a truly uncrackable code, but Dr. Hughes may have
Would it
found
overload
some
this if I
cracks
said
in the
also enemies on the
For
outer
starters,
edge of the
fact that we're
Aurora
able to remember
are
that 055
glowed?
is anti-memetic is an ironic exception to its
Would that
anti-memetic
overload this
qualities.
and ruin her
This
identity?
revelation also inspired another
Julia
realization
channels
from
up the
Dr.
powerful
Hughes.
magic in her blood, gathering an aurora of light.
Possible to
Upon
discover
activation,
more
Julia
about
creates a massive
055
area around her to be
from the
bathed in an
process of
aurora of
creation
light.
rather than the
The initial
typical
burst will heal allies for
In
10%
other
of their
words,
missing
they
HP.
possibly
Then after a
universe
delay, all
055
allies in the
by
radius will become
figuring
immune to
out all the
damage for
things
2
it
seconds.
isn't, rather than what it is.
It might overload it a
Dr.
little bit.
Marichek designed an
It might be a
experiment
little
with
too
Dr.
much.
Hughes to explore this theory. They designed the experiment around a simple question: is 055 not spherical? In designing the question to specifically find out what 055 isn't, they
I am
wanted
like
to
I am
subvert
zoned out of
Darwin's
this one SCP. This SCP just like
Walter
I don't
was
give a fuck.
fascinated by this potential method of getting
Next one.
answers. Marichek known as delta radiation. Exposure to this radiation
The Heart of
has caused
Darkness, that
strange
sounds cool.
fungal growths on the infected. Wait, what was this supposed to be about again?
I'm not too sure. I'm not a good game balancer.
It
Yeah.
skitters in the dark.
It's mostly just being able to
Its
hear it,
insect
right?
legs
And
towering
it will like
across the
bounce
marble
ideas off
floors
people.
as terrified Foundation
I think I
researchers
don't think I'm gonna do it. I think
they
that would
hear
I think that would
these
like
voices,
imbalance it too
the
much.
deep,
I feel like that'd be
sick
too many
tones of an
effects because you're
overly British
you're
man
healing,
spouting nonsense.
you're immune, you're making people immune to damage,
There is a
and then on top of that, you'd
dark
slow
night
enemies,
slug that
right?
wanders across
Rubber
mountains
ducking,
hid
yep.
in the remains of deer and kings. While the scientists run, the creature gains on them. It's fast, impossibly fast. While they still try to escape down this darkened hallway, ear-splitting containment breach sirens blast through the air. They may try to escape, but it's futile. In a sense, they're already dead.
Maki
All they are
Mitsutani.
now is prey for the Heart of Darkness. When someone says the word heart, there are a lot of images that come to mind. You might think of Valentine's Day, heart-shaped cards and candies. You might think of heartbreak, rejection, loss. You might simply think of a heart in the
Utomo
anatomical
first.
sense, the vital organ that pumps blood through our
And we're gonna do this thing
It's unlikely,
that I
though, that
do
you'd
because I
associate
am
the
very
word
bad
heart
with
with
last names.
terror,
We're gonna go to my
destruction,
favorite
and
website
endless
called
death.
Fantasy
However, employees of the
Name
SCP
Generator.
Foundation might think
We're gonna
differently,
look up
especially if they've ever
Japanese
had a
last
run-in
names
with
because I do not know.
SCP-058. Much of the information about 058's
Where is
discovery
real
highly
names?
classified, but the few details
Ja.
that are known paint a chilling picture. At an SCP Foundation test site, the day was proceeding
Email
as
names.
usual, with scientists and
Run it.
security personnel going about their regular daily tasks. There was no hint of danger in the air, beyond the base level that always comes with setting foot in an SCP Foundation
Japanese is
site.
backwards, right, for the naming conventions.
Several
Last name
researchers
first,
will
first name
perform an
last.
Experiment, the specifics of which have been expunged from all records, involving the carcass of a cow. When a researcher, Dr. C, placed his hands on the specimen and prepared to dissect it, he was shocked to feel a pulse coming from the supposedly dead animal.
Sando
Dr. C shared his
Hasaka, I believe
surprise
so,
with his
okay.
colleagues, but his
Okita,
concerns were
Kure,
dismissed immediately.
Inatsu,
Clearly, this was
Akaba,
a corpse.
Goda.
He was imagining things, they said. After all, he was relatively new to the job. It was probably just nerves.
Arakawa, I
Head
like that.
researcher
That's the
Dr.
last name.
Insisted that he take over. Pushing Dr. C to the side, Dr. M began
Arakawa.
to make an incision into the animal's chest. As he
Wow.
did, he too
Themes.
felt something peculiar. There was no doubt about it. This dead cow had a beating heart. He looked up from his work to tell the other researchers to explain what he felt.
Gunpowder.
By then, it was too late.
And
Something
dragon.
horrible was already happening. With a stomach-churning sound of squishing flesh, the cow's heart burst from its chest and flopped onto the floor. It was terrifyingly large, and all the doctors jumped back from the sight of it. 4 spindly, spider-like legs poked through the flesh of the heart, and it began to quickly skitter about the room. Researchers reviewing the security footage would later note that it didn't just move randomly. It seemed agitated, angry at being discovered, and it displayed immediate hostility towards the scientists in the room. 4 tentacles next unfurled from within the heart and stretched out into full, writhing appendages. They moved frighteningly fast as the heart whipped around the room and were coated in sharp spines. Finally, a stinger poked out from the back of the heart, where the whole of the superior vena cava should be. All of the scientists leapt into action, with one reaching for a scalpel and another moving towards the door. But before the men could so much as call for help, the tentacles wrapped around them and ripped them to shreds. Hearing screams coming from the laboratory, security personnel arrived to contain the threat. However, they were no match for the strange creature that would soon be known as SCP-058. It tore through the security team in minutes, leaving their tattered remains.
Imagine having a name so cool as the Heart of Darkness, and you came from a fucking cow heart. Like, you're just born to be a loser. Be honest with you.
Reports of the incident said that when the creature reached the town, you could hear the screaming for miles. SCP-058 carved a path of violence through the town, attacking everything in sight with its stinger and tentacles, and leaving a trail of strange fluid from its stinger. Dozens of citizens were killed, and 70% of the buildings were completely destroyed. When agents were dispatched to the location to retrieve the creature, they were shocked to see the level of destruction caused by something so small. The scent of blood and smoke filled the air, and severed limbs.
This just proves that the reason why we farm and kill so many cows is because the Heart of Darkness could be inside any of them at any point.
Only calming down once they were given an amnestic to erase their memory of the encounter with SCP-058. They had to be given new lives as well, as there was nothing left of their old ones. SCP Foundation agents were only able to capture and contain SCP-058 after it was crushed by pieces of a building that collapsed on top of it. They found it flattened under a slab of stone, legs flailing uselessly, tentacles limp. The agents were able to safely remove the debris and bring in the heart without any more casualties that day. Once it was brought into captivity, the heart was contained for 3 weeks and remained largely quiet during that time. It was almost inconceivable that this small creature hadn't been killed in the incident, but the Foundation would soon learn that this creature was freakishly durable. It escaped once more while being transferred to an SCP containment site, again causing injuries and death. Having only experienced SCP-058 in its docile injured form, the team responsible for the transfer was unprepared for the sheer power and violence.
That's just bad fucking networking. Like, why wouldn't you be like, hey, this thing has killed like 80,000 people. You need to like fucking put it in like lead jar.
Squirrels and rabbits, or rather, they were believed to be squirrels and rabbits. The remains were too mutilated to properly identify. It was only finally apprehended after being crushed by an armored tank. But even this didn't kill the creature, and it was transferred to Armed Biocontainment Area 14, where it remains to this day. There is a great deal about SCP-058 that is horrifying, but there is one attribute it has shown in captivity that would make even the most seasoned researcher's skin crawl. Though it has no anatomical capacity for speech, no throat, vocal cords, or even a respiratory system, SCP-058 speaks. Not only does it speak, but it speaks constantly, in the deep voice of an elderly British man. No one knows who the voice belongs to, or if it belongs to anyone at all. Perhaps it belongs only to SCP.
Boy, blood. You got to get me out of here. I'm hot, but I'm darkness. Boy, blood. I'm gonna stab you right good with this stinger of mine, eh? What day is it? Is it Tuesday? That's my stabbing day. Why is it just an old British man? Boy, it's my stabbing day. Let me out.
That are capable of speech.
Fucking stupid. God, that's great. I love it.
And each time, it ended in complete disaster. The only interview with an available transcript, interview 05804, was conducted by Dr. Johnston with several personnel in the room for additional security. Dr. Johnston attempted to get at the origins of the creature, asking for its name and where it was from. The creature responded in cryptic, unsettling poetry, giving answers to simple questions with, "I had dreams of the Queen. Wonders that lived inside the hearts of love and silent treatments for all the elderly that I knew were once whole. After the fourth recitation of a similar verse from the heart, Personnel D067 made a comment on the creepy nature of its responses, almost as if it was offended by the remark. SCP-058 immediately stretched a tentacle across the room, wrapped it around D067, and lifted him into the air. He began screaming and clawing at the tentacle, in an attempt to free himself, as his fellow personnel tried to help him. They grabbed at the tentacle, but found their hands pierced and bloodied by the spikes that cover it. Dr. Johnston commanded 058 to let him go, but it did not oblige. Instead, the man was crushed to death by the tentacle.
So why do you have it out of the cage when you're interviewing it? Are you stupid?
With a single statement from the nightmarish heart. The sensual violence of lust is
hold on, no. Pause the presses. Stop the presses for a moment. So you're telling me, first off, this thing gets out twice. First time, okay, it just emerged. You wouldn't know about it. You wouldn't know what it could do. Okay, whatever. It gets out. But it still gets out. It still gets out. Second time, it gets out because no one thought to tell the reclamation crew or the transport crew that this thing fucking killed like 100,000 people. And they just were like, we're going to put it on the dashboard. It's like a silly, like those old plushies you see. Look at it. It's like going all, it's going to go through a windshield. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't you tell anybody about that? Why would you just like let them put it on the fucking floorboard? Where they got those like really special like floor mats, those rubberized floor mats, and thought that was fine to contain it? A little bit of like, well, man, if they wouldn't use like fucking flex tape on it, they would never get out flex tape. A lot of SCPs could be beaten with flex tape. But, and then they're like, okay, so this thing's evil. We're gonna interview it now. Let's just put it in this room with no discernible way. Like the Jurassic Park movies? Exactly. Like, we're going to put this evil fucking heart on the other side of this table. And then we're going to talk to it. We're going to talk to it. Well, sir, why don't we leave it in the cage and just, I don't know, put a radio in there so it can, no, we're going to put it on the other side of the table. We're going to put a little funny hat on it too. A little top hat. He's British. He'll love it. Like, I swear to God, I swear that a lot of these stories make the SCP Foundation. It's like a fucking Amazon workhouse, like one of those like warehouses where everyone in there doesn't know what they're doing. All they know is that they just can't piss off Jeff Bezos. They just can't piss him off. That's all. And they'll just go, okay, let's just figure this out. We'll go in and punch it. Go ahead and punch the heart. See what happens. Go ahead. Go in there. We're gonna open the door for you. And then Bill walks in and gets fucking eviscerated and like, huh. That's interesting. All right, so what if we just go in there and punch it, but like we do a silly walk before we get in there? The SCP Foundation, just they need to restructure. They need to restructure. It's realistic if nothing else. Okay, true. Okay, true. If suddenly a cow heart comes to life, I think people would know what to do with it. But I do think people would at least say, hey, let's keep it in the box. One thing, okay, I'm going to go on a literary rant for a moment, sorry. One thing I do hate with writing is that trope where, like, people are set to protect or stop something from getting out. I don't know, like a box, right? And inside the box is something. And, you know, first off, there's two tropes here I don't like. And the guy who tells them to protect the box goes, you can't open the box. And they ask, hey, what's in the box? Why can't we open it? Why do we got to protect it until you get back? Just don't open the box. And he leaves. And it's like, no shit, they're going to be like, what the fuck's in the box? I need to know what's in the box. Like, and the thing is, right, this is especially true for like a lot of stuff nowadays that has a trope like that, where it's like, there's no repercussion for you telling them what's in the box. If you're just like, yeah, this is Pandora's box, dude, don't open it. What do you mean by that? It's Pandora's box. You read the story? Yeah. Don't open it. You'll kill everybody. I'm going to come back. We're going to seal it with flex tape forever. And that's good. Okay, the guy wouldn't open it. The second thing I hate, I'm just sitting there like, there has to be one person in this group that knows like not to do this, where they're I feel that so hard. Exactly. The second one is like where somebody is like, I must open the box. I must open the box. And he goes to open the box. I am telling you right now, I if I was there and I was in either scenario, right, where I'm told either told what's in the box or I'm just told protect this box, something really bad's gonna happen, dude. And it's like a serious scenario, I would punch that dude in the mouth. I would just knock him the fuck out. Because obviously the box is bad. And I a good example of this, and this is kind of like a little bit of like a juxtaposition to it. The new Aliens movie, right? The new Aliens movie, right? And that one guy who they go on the ship and his girlfriend, the little girlfriend, gets impregnated by the alien thing. It gets in her mouth and gets into her chest, and they all see it, and the robot tells them she's fucked up. You gotta kill her now. You gotta do something. You gotta get rid of her. And everyone is like, what do we do? What do we do? And her little boyfriend goes, oh, don't worry, honey. I'm such a Sigma. I'm gonna take you out of here. Oh, we can go back and we can get on VR chat together. You'll be fine. I am telling you right now, at least me, right? I can only speak for myself, and I would hope to God there's other people like this. And they have guns. They have guns. I'd blow his fucking head off. They'd kill his girlfriend. If I am told that thing's gonna turn into that thing on the ceiling, dead, gone, be gone. I don't care. You guys can hate me. We don't have to be friends. I'm not letting that thing come out. Especially if I'm the GF, I'm taking myself out. Dude, exactly. If I am told that thing's gonna come out of my chest, and I'm in the robot was literally pointing at the thing going, you need to get, that's gonna come out of her. That's gonna come out of her. Instantly I'm gonna fucking have a mouthful of buckshot. I'm just not dealing with it. Unless there is a way directly in front of me or within 3 minutes of getting it out of my chest, I'm gone. I'm sorry. I'm gonna Kurt Cobain myself, and I will Kurt Cobain the rest of them too if they fucking try to protect her. It's makes no sense to me that as soon as the plot device appears in most movies, the robot, she has uncurable super cancer that will burst out of her chest, burst out of her zombie style. I can fix her. Exactly. What happens, and you can see it across so many other medias. I understand you need a plot device to work for a story, but there is no way that everyone, as soon as the plot device shows up, that everyone's brains, like their IQ drops by like 700, and they all start drooling and go, oh, woman, robot, woman live. And then oh my God, that movie got me so frustrated. It was a decent movie overall, but holy shit, that one scene ruined it. But overall, that the premise of we're friends, we can't kill each other. I don't give a fuck. I'd shoot my friend if he had a chest burster and I knew there was no way to get him out. I would, and I hope my friends will understand that we're not letting the alien get out and kill everybody. I'd rather go fast than have an alien burst out of me and attack everyone. Exactly. It's so bad. And sorry, now I'm on the movie. I'd tackle my best friend for a taco, dude. That in the movie, right? When the thing does get out, because it does get out, of course it fucking gets out, and it gets into the pupa stage, and it starts like it's on the wall cocooned. And that dumb motherfucker, that dude, first off, stabs it. That's an honest response. You can try. That's fine. But then he puts his mouth to it, and he goes, I think it's dead. And he gets stabbed in the face. And he's like, oh no, I've been stabbed. Oh no, the ass. The worst part about that, oh my God, the worst part in that movie is whenever he is sitting there and he is still alive. He is still alive and kicking, and he could get away. He is cognizant. He has full brain function, and he just lets the acid drip through his face. I have never once in my life wanted to jump through the screen and punch a fictional character ever. I wanted to beat that little kid's ass so bad. He was the dumbest character. If he had just not been there, that entire movie would never have happened. But that's plot devices. That's plot devices for you. Whatever. That's just so dumb. Ugh. whatever. Holy shit. I despise people. Oh my
So what
god.
happened to the
My-
creature often called
my
the
friend.
Arcturus? Where is it now?
I can't let her die.
SCP-058 is kept in an
Oh.
isolated containment chamber
So
made
stupid.
of reinforced heat-resistant steel with a backing of reinforced concrete. In order to placate
Alright,
its bloodthirsty
alright, whatever. Back to this,
tendencies, the creature is given a live cow every 3 days. It is uncertain how exactly SCP-058 eats, given that it does not have a mouth or stomach. But every time it is
Hillbillies.
finished with a cow, only
down.
bones remain. Routine maintenance is conducted on a tight
Maintenance.
schedule, and the heart is
do.
never allowed out of its containment area under any
Yeah, the teens and horror movies always set me off too. Like the comical, why can't we just get in the running car? Exactly. Or okay, God, we've opened the can of worms. We're opening the can of worms. Like, or the trope, right? Where you have these people show up and they're very obviously like, hey, dude, this place is fucked. You guys need to go. You guys need to go. Like, this place is fucked up. Like, 7 people were killed here. Look over there. And he points over, and there are actual cultists, and they're sacrificing. So he's like, and they're watching this. And it's always, okay, here's another trope my friend pointed out to me. In that same scenario, it's always the white family that doesn't give a fuck. And they're like, this house that has satanic symbols all over it, this is where we'll raise our child. This is where the child will be raised. And then smash cut 30 minutes into the movie, and the child, like little tiny babies in the air, head rotating like an owl, going and like fucking everything's going to hell. And like, oh no, the fucking person that the grounds people. No. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. You have to suspend your belief for the movie to work, right? You have to. It's the only way you can watch like horror movies and everything, because there's so many obvious scenarios. Another big one is when the fucking the guy gets out. The guy gets out, right? He's gone. He's done. Or even the woman gets out, and they don't need to go back, but they have this sense, right, where they're like, oh, but I lived in that house. I have to finish this. I have to finish the fight. No, you don't. Leave. Go. Be free. Run. Just escape. You don't have to finish the fight. You don't have to finish the fight. You got out. The demon can't leave the home. You just fucking leave, dude. Like, I say this all the time. I've said to everybody, right? You know, if I ever get into a horror scenario where I get into the house in the first night I wake up and there's like fucking Darth Maul looking ass insidious motherfucker standing over me, staring at me when I sleep, I am walking out of the house with all my favorite belongings, which I know are mine, and I am burning my house to the ground. Fucking sue me. I don't care. I don't care if I'm renting the property. I don't care if it's going to be some kind of hazard. I'm burning the house to the ground, and I'm going to have a priest bless the ashes. That's what's going to happen. Right? But no, in these movies, and then they go, and then you have this, okay, then it's always in all these movies, so like, anyone could back me up by watching any horror, it's always this stupid blonde lady who walks up and sees this happen and goes, actually, yeah, this is fine, this is normal. This is normal. I think we can keep going here. Or it's always the blonde lady, and the blonde friend shows up and says, let's fuck with it. Let's pull out the Ouija board and fuck with it. Because that's what we should do. We should go and do that. We should fuck with the ghost and just see what happens when we go out and like do things with it. Yeah. That's what we should do. We moved. That's a good one too. Honey, we moved here for a fresh start. Fuck you. I want a divorce. Fuck you. I'm not. You can stay here with the fucking like gross thing crawling on the ceiling. Fuck you. Take the kids too. I'm out. Ugh. Wants to use his board. I'm like, no, dude. That person's trying to like actually like. He's trying to like ghost nuke you. That's a ghost assassination in progress. Like, just fuck you if you're gonna bring it out. Oh my god. It's just crazy to me. Or like this, right? This is rarer, but it does happen. And it does happen. But when they have physical proof of this, of something happening or something really fucked up happening, right? And they go and they have, I don't know, they have a videotape of it, and they have all this happening, and they bring it to like the church or the police or something, and then either or they go, that's not real. That's not real. That ghost didn't rip off your arm, and you're just like blinking at him, your arm's ripped off, bleeding still, and they're like, that's not real. I'm sorry. I can't contact the Vatican at this point. Or, yeah, I'm not gonna have anyone look into this. But you're stupid. Your brain's damaged, deficient. The cells, they aren't refreshing. You're a vegetable. It's, oh my god. I love horror movies. I can't watch horror movies, guy. I just get so angry at certain characters. Oh my god. I've heard of this news board, but I'm about to have fresh ending too. Maybe that's why my house is haunted. That's probably why. He probably ghost bombed you. You probably got like kind of like a bath bomb, but a ghost bomb. So many of them jumps to no one will believe us. I think especially once they're set in this day and age, someone's gonna fucking believe you. I think anyone would fucking believe you, even if it's like crackhead fucking tinfoil hat guy. I think at least if somebody shows up to help you in those scenarios, it's better than nothing, right? I would rather have fucking the God's chosen meth warrior on my side, wielding his blade that he blessed with like sanctified like methamphetamines, than not have anything to fight this ghost, right? I think that's a much better process than just letting the ghost devour my skin. I beggars can't be choosers. Not like the house can get worse if it's that haunted. I want another comedy horror where like they do bring somebody in, but he's just like a meth head or something, and the ghost is like, dude, you need to like get this guy out. He's been squatting in my basement for like days. Like I was trying to scare you out, but now I'm asking for your help. Can you please get this guy out of our basement? Can you like that the priest you hired off of eBay? Yeah, he's completely out of it, and I tried to scare him off, but he scared me. Like he started making these like guttural noises like a gorilla, and he started running around. And honest to God, like I've seen the flames of hell, save my homie and all that, but like I can't go back down there, man. I will stop scaring you if you just get him the fuck out. Like honestly. And the whole movie is just them trying to get the fucking guy out of the basement. That'd be so good. That'd be so good. Oh my god. Whatever, mans. Back to the SCP shit. He's so annoying. He keeps spilling salt everyone asks him while eating chips. He's just eating Pringles. He's the ghost just like puts a hand on the homeowner's shoulder and goes, dude, like, he's just literally spilling salt everywhere. He eats these fucking Pringles, like he eats them really annoying where he like takes a huge chomp out of them. And I'm just like walking by trying to like get up to do my thing, and he's just like spraying me with salt. And it's like the thing is, like, it's not good salt, it's fake salt. So it doesn't hurt as bad, but it's just annoying as shit, dude. Like, seriously, help me out and I'll help you out, man. The ghost is just defaulting to be just the kind of a bro. Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. Netflix, hire me, please. All right, SCP, come back to me. I need to get off this topic before I go too far into the rabbit hole. Imagine not being able to go into a room because someone spilled chip crumbs on the ground. Hold up, you're onto something. That might work. It's technically salt.
But it has been suggested that the consequences could be dire. If the creature ever escapes again, the containment site is ordered to be destroyed.
That is so good. Fucking the guy's gaming. The fucking guy in the basement's just gaming. He's hooked up an entire gaming setup. And then he's just throwing his empty chip containers out, but it's making a thin line of chips and the ghost can't get to him anymore. That's so good. That's so good. That's an amazing concept. Oh my god.
Via the detonation of an on-site nuclear weapon. Under no circumstances can it be allowed to make its way out into the world again. Even with all these precautions in place, SCP-058 has been responsible for over 150 deaths at its current containment site. There are some
I'm gonna go get another
who
drink and I'm gonna
campaign
continue
for
this kid.
SCP-058 to be terminated, believing that there is more harm than good done by keeping it alive. However, all attempts to terminate it have so far failed. No matter how much physical trauma the heart suffers, it does not seem to be able to be killed. It can only be incapacitated for a short time. There is a classic horror story by Edgar Allan Poe called The Telltale Heart. In it, a man murders an old man and buries his body beneath the floorboards of his home. There, even though the old man is certainly dead, the murderer swears he can hear the beating of the heart coming up through the floorboards. No matter what he does to quiet the sound, he cannot escape it, and is eventually driven mad by the incessant beating of the dead man's heart. SCP-058 may not be a man's heart, a human heart, or even a real heart at all. However, just like the Telltale Heart, it continues to impossibly beat no matter how hard anyone tries to stop it. The steady thump of its pulse haunts the SCP Foundation, a grim reminder that there is something within its walls that can, and will, kill everyone it can if given the chance. It couldn't be destroyed by collapsed buildings, an armored tank, or an army of experts, and the contingency plan of a nuclear blast is not even guaranteed to work. It is entirely possible that, once the facility has been laid waste and all the staff have been incinerated, and the smoke has finally cleared, the Heart of Darkness will still be there, still beating, still talking, and still killing. Have you ever had a nightmare that you're running down a long, dark hallway, getting chased by something you can't see?
skip
The thing
this.
behind you isn't fast, but that doesn't matter. You can't live forever, and the thing knows it. It is a patient predator.
Matchlock
It toys
blast.
with its food. At first, you move with speed and rhythm. The metallic scraping noise behind you grows quieter. You run and stumble through the dark. Your
Oh, no.
muscles start to ache and your lungs burn. Your pace slows. It's still coming. You can hear the scraping getting louder. You start to panic. It's completely dark. You don't know where you're running or even what you're running from. All you know, as you bump against the walls and the sharp corners that rush towards you, is that you can't run.
Someone levels the rifle out and
You
fires a
trip,
long-range
fall,
shot
and
of
pain explodes through your legs as your knee
condensed.
shatters on the concrete ground.
Long-range shot of
That scraping
condensed.
is getting louder. You can barely breathe.
Hmm.
You can't run
Condensed
anymore. You're
gunpowder.
dead. There's no way to stop what's coming. There is no escape. The scraping is right behind you.
Enemy.
You scream, and then you wake up. Your heart is pounding like thunder in your chest.
Enemies hit
and your
are
sheets soaked with
marked.
sweat, but you're safe.
Marked.
You're out of those awful dark hallways. But what if this wasn't
This
just a
shot
nightmare? What if
also
this scenario was real?
presses,
and there was
or
no
pushes,
escape from the
actually.
horror chasing you through the
Pushes
darkness?
home wall.
That's what it's like to have a close encounter with SCP-1918, a sadistic sentient object that loves playing twisted games with its prey. But this monster never plays fair, and even worse, it's always just a simple door away. It may even be hiding behind a door near you right now, waiting to start a game with its new playmate. But soon you'll understand why some doors should never, ever be opened, and why some games are better left unplayed. SCP-1918 is an anomaly with two parts. SCP-1918
Okay, so she fires a long-range shot. Every fourth shot will bring her abilities off cooldown.
Made in hell, as the chambers and hallways of 1918-2 are perfectly
Then will levels
tailored
out her
to
rifle and fires a
1918's
long-range
violent
shot.
comedies.
Gunpowder and
Nobody
mark. So
knows
what do I want to do with
how
this mark?
anomaly has been operating, but
I'm gonna
it's
do with
probably
gunpowder
why
and
it's
smoke.
almost
So I would say
disappeared.
probably
After all, 1918 has a habit of breaking its toys. The nightmare began in a small town in Maine with a population of only 226 people, but that population was about to get lower. People in the town began to report strange noises at night, a droning metal on concrete scraping noise.
I don't know a
like
name, but
someone
I think it would be
dragging
something
metal
like
along the ground. At first, people just ignored the sound. It was all in their heads, or maybe just a faulty oven or a washing machine on the fritz. Anything that would allow them to forget about the noise and get on with their daily lives.
I think we're gonna do this one
But
like
the
a
noises were coming
like a
from
lead
below.
dash.
They could
Like
be heard out on
como
the streets, most audibly
como
near
dashes.
manholes and sewer grates.
dashes.
People
in
started feeling
direction.
unsafe in their homes.
Dashes a
The
direction.
noises were spooking animals and children.
Dashes.
Sleep.
That's just an array of molten metal of fires out.
Something had to be done before the whole town went crazy with fear.
Molten metal fire
The mayor
out,
authorized
fires
four
out.
utility workers to investigate the source of the noise at a
Images.
local sewage treatment facility. Considering the scraping was loudest near the sewer grates, everyone just assumed that whatever was causing all this must be connected to the sewers. 4 utility workers were sent to investigate the facility, only to find that the machinery on site
Match
was
lock,
working just
blast.
fine. The source of the problems must have been
Big
coming directly
X.
from the underground sewer lines themselves. The 4 workers equipped with headlamps.
That's pretty good,
descended
right? So she's
into
a
long
marksman.
series
Her
of
whole thing is that
pipes
she wants to be
fed
using her
into the
kit quite a
sewer
bit.
system. As they passed deeper into the tunnel,
So
the
let's see.
darkness around
So
them
far
became
it'd be
thicker. It was
you
a
could use
tangible
matchlock
presence
blast,
that drowned out the light of their
and then
headlamps,
shoot,
similar to an
use her
almost
dash,
phenomenon
shoot again,
exhibited by
dash again. So
SCP's
she'd have a lot of
zombies.
damage.
When the utility workers tried to turn back, they discovered another impossibility. It seemed that the tunnel behind them had become a solid concrete wall. They were trapped, but where? It was too dark to tell. Confused and terrified, the 4 men stuck together, attempting to find a way out. It was too dark to see their hand in front of their face, so all they could do was navigate slowly by feeling the walls around them. These walls felt old, crusty. There was a kind of
I don't know
faint
the third
metallic
ability here, but I know the last
stench
one's going to be
like old blood. Something horrible had happened,
be
and something horrible was about to happen again.
molten.
All they could do was keep moving.
No,
and
no,
trying to stay
the
calm. Eventually, after hours of pawing at the walls in the dark, they
Mol-
found an open
the molten
door. One by one, they filed inside,
fire.
only to feel blinded when bright white ceiling
Explosive.
lights suddenly switched on.
Explosive.
The room was all white and
Fire.
filled with pipes, large and small, running from wall to wall. Just then, one of the utility workers let out an ear-splitting scream and pointed towards the doorway. His colleagues turned and gasped in shock. There was something outside the door, and it was staring at them. The object filled up almost the entire doorway. It seemed like a demonic hobby horse, made from a black and white candy-striped metal pole with a crude plastic head on top. The head looked like a clown's with a wide, toothy grin, but no visible eyes. It was SCP-1918.
I have to watch this. What the fuck is this?
The object leaned forward slightly and slithered into the room, the bottom of the metal pipe scraping against the ground. It was the exact same scraping noise that had been haunting the concerned townsfolk up above. This was the thing behind it all, and as the object moved, its metal pole started to scrape words into the ground. Tick, tack, toe. None of the 4 utility workers were ever seen again. It didn't take long for the SCP Foundation to descend upon this quiet main town and pick up the pieces.
That's how you become a ghost. You die to Bozo's fucking head on a candy cane pole. Unless that thing instantly kills you through some fucking crazy means and you like instantly die and there's no fighting back. That's how you have unfinished business and become a ghost. You've died the dumbest fucking way. Congratulations, you're now walking this earth eternally because you're just the biggest dumbass on the planet. You died to a clown on a stick. What the fuck?
All relevant officials were
This has to
provided
explain
insights
more.
and
I'm
cover
invested
stories
now
related to the
in what the fuck this
disappearances
is.
of the 4 utility workers. The Foundation also commandeered the sewage treatment facility that held the entrance to SCP-1918-2, replacing all key roles at the facility with undercover Foundation personnel. SCP-1918
Nearly
was given
headless
unique
Nick? Exactly.
classification due to the fixed nature of its hunting grounds. And then the real research began. The Foundation soon made some disturbing discoveries. Entrances into the SCP-1918-2 area didn't follow any kind of logic. The hunting ground of SCP-1918
Being nearly
could be
headless
entered
would
from
make me
almost
mad
any
too.
location, if you're
Well,
lucky enough.
why don't you just
There
like,
are
why
currently
wouldn't you just
9
go join a
moving
freak show?
facilities, including 5 sewage
Hello
grates,
Twitch
3
chat. Hello
utilities
Scooch. Welcome.
located in a sewage facility, and 1
We're listening to SCP
and
stories,
these
shit
are
talking
just the ones that the
SCP
Foundation
stories,
knows
and
about.
talking
There
about
are a
tropes
huge number
and
of
media.
ways to enter SCP-1918-2.
We now have 2 people talking. Now we just have to have
Nothing
somebody
is
in
permitted
Picarto and
but
Kick to talk, and I'm
SCP-1918
split 4 different ways, and I'm gonna
was
fucking shoot
contained
myself at
12
that point.
meters below the streets of this unassuming main town. Personnel, aside from Foundation-approved
So upon the power of the gunpowder dragon.
Researchers have mapped out the layout of 1918-2 through seismic imaging of SCP-1918's movements. There are 18 identical room pairs in SCP-1918-2.
Or nearly necklace or nearly headless Nick. He was a ghost and couldn't join the decapitated ghost games. You said you're streaming on other sites? I am streaming on 4 sites at once. I'm streaming on Kick, YouTube, Twitch, and Picarto. All 4 at once.
The only deviation to this construction are the location of entrances on the sides of each individual room, which very randomly.
I stream on all of them whenever I can, except Picarto when I'm gaming, because there's not really anything really. No one's gonna watch on an art site. They're not gonna watch gaming.
Its 2 favorites, as indicated by the words it scrapes into the ground, are tic-tac-toe and memory. In tic-tac-toe, 1918 moves.
Is Twitch the same username? Yep. Not VOD though, because I don't know why I keep saying VOD, but it's just Profit Worm.
With an O, in a manner similar to a game of tic-tac-toe. How a victim is meant to accomplish making a mark or understanding this process is unknown, as no aids are given. Blood is commonly used by victims to make their markings, hence the rusty smell in many of the rooms. In memory, the trapped victim is rendered unconscious by blunt force, presumably from SCP-1918. The subject regains.
There ain't no way. There is no way on God's green earth that a clown head on a stick, that a single stick, there's nothing special about it. There is no way that it knocks you out by headbutting you. I did not just hear that. Hey, thank you for the follow on Twitch now. I appreciate that. I just don't believe it. I just truly do not believe it that this creature, this thing, dude, this is the dumbest one yet. This is up there with guy eating prunes because he's dehydrated. Oh my god, I'm crashing out. Why are you letting it get that close? There has to be something else. It has not given me any other crumb of information that it's like it does anything besides just headbutt you. What the fuck? And let's just assume, right? They said there was 4 engineers down there. You're telling me 4 big, burly motherfuckers are scared of a clown on a stick. Yes, the initial shock of it. But what? This has to throw me something else, or I'm going to actually explode. I'm going to physically explode on mic and die, because this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Success is marked by finding a one room identical to the central room. This event seems to possess a time limit, as the subject is pursued by SCP-1918 through the halls of the facility. The subject wins by marking the correct room with an O. What happens if you win or lose these games? It's important to note that SCP-1918 is very competitive and doesn't play fair. If you
Of course
win,
it doesn't.
the object will merely accuse you of cheating and start a new game. This will happen again and again until eventually you lose. And what do? Well, take the horrifying encounter D-Class personnel member D-2934 had with SCP-1918. Wearing video and audio equipment, D-2934 was led into SCP-1918-2 by Foundation researchers. When he eventually found his way to the central room, 1918 challenged him to a game of tic-tac-toe. And against all odds, D-2934 won the game. But 1918 didn't take kindly to that. It accused D-2934 of cheating, carving its accusations into the ground before challenging him to a deadly game of memory. After hours of chasing, D-2934 eventually lost his mind and was backed into a corner by 1918. As the object made its way towards him, he panicked, ripped a pipe from the wall, and began smashing.
Okay, good. He's smart.
His head. As the plastic cracked under the force of the blows, Foundation scientists could see real brains inside. D-2934 screamed, and the video feed cut off. When the video turned back on sometime later, 1918 stared into the camera with a different head mounted atop its metal pole, one that just a few hours earlier had belonged to the unfortunate D-29.
How are you gonna let it rip your head off? How does it? What? No, there's no. It's a fucking head on a stick. How are you? Huh? I'm crashing out. This is Prune. This is the Prune guy again. You had. I understand. I understand. The G class guy is tired. He's been running for what they said hours, right? Don't stop hitting it. Stop screaming. Stop screaming. Stop being a little bitch, and beat it to death with the pole, right? How are you gonna let it walk up to you? And what I can only assume is nibble your head off slowly, and then just and shove its pole into your neck. What? What? This is a terrible one to end on.
There's one lesson to be learned from this terrifying.
There's one lesson to be learned is that if everyone in the SP universe is like brainless and brain dead, they don't know how to function in society. There has to be some phenomenon that's like reducing their brain capacity. There is absolutely no physical way in this world that this happens. That you let fucking a stick oh my god. Tell me what's wrong.
It's that there truly is no escape from SCP-1918.
There is. It's called getting a fucking degree and realizing that you have the brain matter possible to beat a fucking stick. A brain on a stick coming at you. This is nuts to me. This is wild. This is beyond it. This is beyond it. This is wild. I'm losing my train of thought because of this. This is insane to me. This thing is allowed to exist. Why don't you just cement it up? Why don't you just cement up all of that over there? Like I'm just out of it. My brain is just like shutting down rapidly. Yeah, we're gonna go to the next episode and continue this.
What's the largest animal you can think of? Okay,
it's the largest animal I could think of. Judging by the SCP Foundation, I would probably say a fucking mouse. And then they'd be like, well, actually, it is the mouse. Because the mouse, whenever you walk up and you say the word Glorbo, it expands rapidly to fill whatever room it's in. Don't let it in your ass, you'll die.
Probably too vague.
Oh yeah, it's also a cognito hazard and it makes you want to shove the mouse into your ass and let it expand and kill you.
A question. Your mind probably went straight to the oceans, picturing deep-sea leviathans like the mighty blue whale. Let's go a little bit closer, shall we?
Okay.
What about on land? What are the biggest animals that live up here with us above the water? Elephants, maybe? What about rhinos? Then again, hippos are up there too in the same...
Would you ever think a hippo's big? Hippo's like big, but it's not large.
Cows? They can grow pretty big, right? Especially with all the crazy growth hormones that meat manufacturers pump into them these days. Well, what if there was something out there bigger than all of those? Imagine some huge beast roaming the wilderness that easily towered above any creature you've ever seen in your life. This thing would be massive, striding across the world, towering above the meager height of a human being. Now, imagine that this thing, whatever it was, wasn't just big, but kept getting bigger. Sure, all of this might sound like the premise for the next Godzilla or Cloverfield movie, but while Big Charlie might not be the king of the monsters, it certainly lives up to that first part of its nickname. Of course, the SCP Foundation calls it SCP-4158. Big Charlie is just the playful nickname that the owners gave it, although none of them are sure who was the first to call the creature by that name. Standing on 4 long legs at 3.4 meters tall when the Foundation first discovered it, SCP-4158 was about 1 3/5 times as tall as famous professional basketball player Shaquille O'Neal. But since then, well, like we said, Big Charlie is getting bigger day by day. The creature appears to be tangentially related to the bovine family of mammals, essentially making it a ginormous cow. However, SCP-4158 lacks the facial structure and features that you might expect to see on the faces at your local farm. The creature has thin, translucent skin, which is so fragile that it often tears easily, and anyone observing SCP-4158 can often see the bones and internal organs within.
This reminds me, chatterai. If I could ever like to pause this. You guys know about lobsters, right? You guys know lobsters? You guys know lobsters? Lobsters. You guys know that lobsters are biologically immortal? They cannot die by any biological means, right? There is, so basically what I'm getting at here, right? Lobsters do not die and they continue to grow forever. They just continue. They just go. They get big, they get swole, and they just go. And the only way that a lobster dies, technically, right, besides predation, right? You can kill it. You can like walk up and step on it, kill it, whatever. But like the only way a lobster actually dies is it gets too the shell that it's in gets too thick from its growth, right? There is a cult that I have learned about. They're called the Cult of the Lobster. I believe they're called that. And their whole goal is that they continuously molt this lobster, and they keep getting it bigger because eventually the lobster can't get out of its shell, so they make it bigger by helping it out of its shell. And their plan is to make a kaiju lobster. My question is, how does one control the kaiju lobster? And lobsters are inherently like evil creatures, right? They don't like weapons of war. You can like fuck with the lobster and it just kind of exists, right? So my question is, how do they control the lobster if it gets that big? Also, secondary question: does anyone have any contacts within the lobster church, so I may join their ranks and help with lobster? Theoretically speaking, I don't know if joining a lobster cult is against POS or something. It might be. I feel like it might be in some capacity.
Its huge eyes are foggy, a milky white color which seems to suggest that SCP-4158 is, at least, partially blind. The large cattle-like mammal is
All right, let's do one more
then.
To
the point where its bones stick out from underneath its skin. Its legs are longer than the rest of its colossal body and seem barely able to support the animal's weight. On description alone, you can't help but feel sorry for the poor creature and its sorry state of living. Normally, Big Charlie is mostly calm and docile, barely acknowledging the Foundation personnel that come to examine it, feed it, or clean its containment cell. Held in a heavy containment zone, SCP-4158 is fed through a 5-meter trough on the far east wall of its
nice
cell,
life.
surviving on a diet of raw beef, hay, wood, and bricks. Not the typical grass-only eating habits you'd expect from normal cows. But according to the Foundation's extensive testing on the creature, its diet doesn't seem to be what is causing SCP-4158 to keep growing at the rate it has been. The mass of Big Charlie is in some sort of state of perpetual increase, meaning its size and weight are always growing. And it is because of this continuous growth that every week the Foundation is forced to shear off great swaths of excess meat from the creature, cleaving off its flesh and incinerating the mass, all while Big Charlie is still alive. Now, before you start dialing PETA's hotline, it's also worth mentioning Big Charlie can't feel pain. What's more, testing has revealed that the meat taken from SCP-4158 is USDA utility-grade beef, the kind that would normally come from older cattle. Utility-grade meat has no
I was
fat
like, what the fuck?
so it isn't as tender or as flavorsome as other more premium grades, but would normally be used in canned and processed food products. And despite the Foundation destroying the excess that they cut off of Big Charlie as a precaution, in theory the meat is still good to eat and possesses no anomalous properties. Then again, would you really want to eat a burger made from SCP-4158?
Sure, if it was tasty.
So. If left unchecked and allowed to grow for longer than a week, SCP-4158 will begin to form new features. Limbs, organs, and sometimes even genitals will sprout from random places all over its body. The previous record for Big Charlie's most substantial growth was when he increased to 8.5 meters tall. That's over 3/5 the height of the Hollywood sign, and over 1.5 times the average height of a giraffe. At this immense size, Charlie has developed 7 legs, 4 stomachs, 3 tongues, and numerous other extremities before the SCP Foundation cut him back down to size. And we mean they literally cut him back down. So what exactly is this thing? It's like a giant
Big Charlie.
cow,
You just
but
answer
not
yourself. It's
actually
Big
a
Charlie.
cow, even though its flesh is identical to beef. And it's not a destructive, rampaging monster either, showing no hostility towards humans, even when they are shearing its excessive body mass away. Could it be some kind of failed genetic experiment? An attempt to solve hunger by engineering a creature that could not only stay alive, but keep growing after having its meat cut away? If that were true, it would make SCP-4158 a literal cash cow for the meat industry. Well, we've got kind of a funny story about that, actually. Big Charlie was first encountered by the Foundation in December 2004.
So what I want her to do? What's the game plan for this?
Have been made to the area's local animal control services.
Oh, Scooch. By the way, are you still here, Scooch?
Roaming the nearby Highway 17. 2 officers belonging to the Animal Control Department were sent out to investigate these reports, and what they found was SCP-4158 wandering aimlessly, but unlike any cow they had ever seen. The officers called local police, where a Foundation plant caught wind of what they had found and called in containment specialists. The case was closed after the animal control officers were given amnestics, and a cover story was put in place about a cow with mange that was put down where it had been.
Do you want to play a round of Smite after I get done streaming?
Rounded up old Big Charlie and transported it to safety with little resistance from the animal. They were able to trace the creature's origin.
I can do a joust, but I want to get back to cleaning after this.
A nearby slaughterhouse. The manager of the establishment, one Jeff Fine, and a
what do you mean by wow? Can't believe what?
Brought in by the Foundation for questioning.
What, me asking you to play some Smite?
Rory Gildson was also retrieved from his home after
what
having
do I do
to work that day. Barney Mossman, the first of the Butcher's Block employees to be interviewed, stated that SCP-4158 had been called Big Charlie since long before he had started his job at the slaughterhouse. According to his testimony, he knew
do you not want to play a round of joust?
Only that it was fed hay.
Answer me now or forever hold your peace.
Anything else it could, including other cows. Since joining Butcher's Block 4 years earlier, Mossman had been told not to ask questions or to tell anyone else about SCP-4158. The morning after the huge creature had seemingly escaped, Mr. Fine had apparently angrily accused both Barney and Rory of selling him out and giving Big Charlie away to the competitors of Butcher's Block, even though they were the only slaughterhouse.
What do I want this character to do? What's this character's game plan, right?
Of them were capable of doing something like that.
She has a dragon, like not a mech suit in its entirety. It's kind of like just a suit. Like it's almost like tattoos on her skin, right? And her whole thing is like she's going to be an invasive, like high mobility damage character.
Rory explained that
maybe like
had bought a pregnant cow from an unknown person 9 years earlier, considering it to be a steal. A 2 for the price of 1 bargain. However, one day without warning, the calf fell out of its mother. It wasn't born like any ordinary cow, however. According to Gildson, it had ripped through the mother cow's chest and looked disgusting. While Rory and Jeff had initially thought the calf to be dead, they discovered it had tried to get back into the barn after they hauled it outside. Their original intention had been to sell the creature off for scientific study, or, failing that, to a freak show. However, after their attempts to sell the calf failed, Jeff and Rory had decided the best course of action would be to put the animal down. They had reasoned that releasing it into the wild could have negatively affected the ecosystem, so instead they took a bolt pistol and pushed it between the creature's eyes, then fired. But nothing happened. Rory tried again, but ended up breaking the gun instead. They slit the animal's throat, but it barely bled. Even butchering it on the spot while it was still alive did nothing. Fine and Gildson reduced the calf to little more than a skeleton, but it simply refused to die. The pair of them packaged the meat they had removed with the rest, hoping no one would notice or ask where it had come from. It was a few days later that Rory realized SCP-4158 was capable of regrowing whatever was cut off of it. He and his boss even tried some, and couldn't tell the difference. They had their hands on a cow that would eat anything put in front of it, and that could produce infinite meat. The Foundation probed Rory Gildson further for more information on the creature, learning that SCP-4158 was sterile and incapable of reproducing, the only one of its kind. Rory argued that the Foundation legally couldn't take Big Charlie away, that the creature was still private property. Little did he realize he was wrong. But he, just like Barney Mossman, also knew nothing about how the animal had escaped in the first place. Finally, Jeff Fine, the owner of the Butcher's Block slaughterhouse, was questioned by the Foundation. He repeated Rory's earlier story about the strange calf that had been born, and how it could regenerate the flesh that was sheared off of it.
List
Fine
of
remarked that he
munitions.
considered it to be a blessing. When asked about his whereabouts on the night SCP-4158
Oh
had
fuck!
escaped
It's
from
like
Butcher's
maybe
Block,
like
Jeff admitted that he had been praying, but not to God, to Big Charlie. He had apparently been doing this every night since realizing what the creature could do, viewing the animal as a provider and a savior. I just felt something when I was around him. I could tell that he wanted to make this sacrifice for us. Ever since he tried to get into the barn after we threw him out, I knew he cared for us. Fine told the Foundation. I would open his pen, take off my clothes so that I was pure before him, lay down and receive his blessings. And how would he receive those blessings? By drinking the animal's blood. Yeah, Jeff Fine was a real eccentric like
what the
that.
fuck
One
did I
night,
just say?
when Fine had entered the pen to perform this weird ritual, Big Charlie had escaped. But his owner was convinced that there must have been a reason for this, that the animal had some sort of goal. When the Foundation staff conducting Fine's interview dismissed this idea, the slaughterhouse owner became enraged. How dare you question Big Charlie? He knows what's best for all.
I love the
of us.
fact
We're
that
done here.
like there's this thing
Answer
called
the
Big
question.
Charlie. It's just all
Let
it's
me out.
called. It's just Big
I need to
Charlie.
see Big Charlie. I need to see if he's safe. The Foundation believes that Jeff Fine's practice of worshipping SCP-4158 was not due to any anomalous effect caused by the creature itself. None
Big
of the
Charlie.
Foundation personnel tasked with feeding, studying, and shearing meat off of Big Charlie have displayed any similar behavior of performing abnormal religious rituals. He really was just a huge weirdo. As for the Butcher's Block slaughterhouse, Fine and the rest of his employees were given amnestics to forget Big Charlie had ever even existed, and the slaughterhouse was closed under the false pretense of a health code violation and its staff being arrested for malpractice.
Do so.
The one question that remains unanswered, however, is the identity of the individual that first sold Jeff Fine the cow that gave birth to SCP-4158.
He gains an
It just
increasing.
goes to show you, though, sometimes you don't know where your food is coming from. If you lived in Indiana in late 2004, who knows? You might have eaten some of Big Charlie and not even realized it.
My
We've covered a
God,
lot
Big
of SCPs on
Charlie.
this channel, but trust us, none of them have quite the bite that this one does. We know you like the more intellectual anomalies, and this will give you plenty to chew on in that regard. While the SCP Foundation wants to keep SCP-5940 a secret, here at SCP Explained, we're gonna give you the tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth.
30%.
Truth. I meant truth. This SCP thankfully isn't as existentially threatening as a lot of the other ones we cover,
Actually
but
gives her.
just because it won't send you on
Big
an
Brother
express
gives her a
trip to the pearly
chance.
gates doesn't mean it won't wreak havoc on
Dodge.
your pearly whites. Open wide and say ah, because today we're getting
When
into
she
an anomaly
does,
that affects each and every one of us. Tell us,
percent.
have you ever felt
Yeah.
anxious about your teeth? Ever had that weird dream where all your teeth fall out, or even worse, someone pulls them out? Does the thought of us taking a
I hate
hammer to your
dentists.
teeth, or
I had
them rotting
terrible
away
experience when I was a
someday
child
and
with
making you
dentists. I do
need
not like
dentures
them.
make you shudder and cringe?
Chat, have you all ever had
The answer to this
a bad
question
dentist
for most
experience?
people would be a resounding yes. And that's because of
What are your
humanity's
standpoints on
shared
dentists?
psychodental trauma. Don't know what that is? Well, that's fine too. After all, the Foundation has taken pains to hide all of this from you, for fear that even knowing about it might incur further psychodental stress. It's that kind of subtle but constant creeping dread you experience in a dentist's waiting room, knowing it's been
Dragon
too long
dents.
since the last time you came in, and now you're fully anticipating him saying something like, "Wow, it's a real mess in here. I'm afraid we're gonna have to take them all, and I'm gonna charge you double just because they look so unpleasant." If that feels grimly familiar to you, then you know exactly what we're talking about today. The SCP Foundation searched long and hard to find the source of this peculiar collective trauma, which, ironically, is a major factor in people not actually visiting the dentist more often, and has found the source in question to be as ancient as it is strange. To best explain exactly what we're
When
dealing with here,
on
we
hit,
need to take a trip to the North Pole. Though, sorry to tell you that
Hit
today's SCP
target
is not, in fact,
is
Sam's
marked,
workshop.
and
It's actually the northernmost point of inaccessibility, a part of the world that's nearly impossible to reach, simply by virtue of being the cluster of Arctic ice pack furthest away from any landmass,
it's marked
always
and
moving and shifting. But if through some
ability
means you were ever able to
goes
make your way up there, you would find an
second.
impossibly large pair of maxillary incisors, which in layman's terms is a giant pair of front teeth.
Hold on.
So while there may not be Santa's grotto up there, if all you want for Christmas is your two front teeth, then buddy, you're in luck. Incidentally, these two giant teeth embedded into the ground and dubbed SCP-5940 by the SCP Foundation are connected to the two front teeth of every human being on Earth. Think of it as almost a pair of giant voodoo dolls, but their effects on each individual human are relatively mild. That's because the effects are actually distributed across all humans,
By this
and the more humans there are, the less
when
damage
striking
to
a target
enormous
marked by
pair of
this
teeth
again,
will affect each of us. The problem is humans have 8 incisors. They're the two sets of 4 front teeth on the upper and lower jaw, and this pair of teeth covers only 2 of them. What about the rest? Well, next on our roster is SCP-5940-2. Let's join intrepid scientist and explorer Dr. John E. Namel, who has no affiliation with the SCP Foundation, on his quest to find them. Dr. Namel and his small team brave brutal colds and obscene
an extra missile
ice
at the
and
target.
snow to finally discover this grand creation near the southern pole of inaccessibility.
Missing or letting
Antarctica furthest away
mark
from the Southern Ocean. When he and
lapse
his men finally
will
arrived, they gazed
will
upon
not
the incredible pair of teeth
incur
in awe,
this.
a mighty set of mandibular central incisors, otherwise known as the front teeth on the bottom jaw. The Foundation believes that the only way to truly solve the problems that SCP-5940 poses is to remove the various teeth from the areas where they're currently lodged. However, the Foundation doesn't yet possess the technology or resources to properly dislodge any of these behemoths. However,
You
the
just blow them
sudden
up?
anticipation of the impending tooth removal has caused the psychodental trauma of people all over the world to skyrocket in the meantime. In a sense, it's like the entire world is sitting outside the dentist's office, waiting for a prognosis and hoping that when the dentist pulls out their pair of surgical pliers, they at least have the decency to give us a hit of the laughing gas first. However, the Foundation has discovered an interesting fact in the meantime. The effects of the teeth on the global population can be slightly mitigated by enacting certain forms of concussive trauma on them. And to perform this act for the greater good of the Earth's psychodental condition, Dr. John E. Namel and those accompanying him made the ultimate sacrifice. Knowing on a subconscious level what they must do, they began to turn their equipment into a kind of makeshift diving board above the giant incisors. Once the board was complete, the adventurers each took turns jumping off of it, gaining speed as they rocketed down towards the teeth below. As each of them hit the sharp upper edges of the teeth, they were cut in half.
What?
leaving a smear of red against the shining white calcium. The two halves of their bisected bodies fell down into the piles of frozen bones on either side of the teeth space, all that remained of prior brave heroes who'd made their final pilgrimage to the site of SCP-59.
What? Why would you do that? You just need a little bit of concussive stuff to make it feel better. Or just get a hammer and hit it. Huh? I swear, it doesn't say that it has any ability to like make you to make you do it. They just chose to do this. This is what I was talking about earlier with how SCPs write some weird shit. Why are they jumping onto the tooth? Why? What is forcing them to do this? What exactly is forcing them to do this outside of just them being absolutely stupid as shit? I'm just so fucking confused. Like, just get a hammer and hit it. Like, and it only said it's like mild tooth pain for everybody in existence.
940.
So what the
While
fuck?
none of these various expeditions were in any way officially related to the SCP Foundation, the Foundation nonetheless extended honorary Foundation stats of merit to those who decided to take the plunge for the collective psychodental health of their fellow man.
Fuck you.
For
What?
SCP-5940-3, we have to go deeper, literally. It's at the bottom of the ocean. Namely, it sits below Point Nemo, also known as the Oceanic Point of Inaccessibility, the furthest point away from land in the entire world's oceans. This next absurd pair of teeth, some mandibular lateral incisors, lurk below the churning ocean waves like well, there's nothing really like a giant pair of underwater teeth, is there? Thankfully, the position of these teeth have been serendipitous. Not only does their remoteness make them much harder for civilians to just stumble upon, but Point Nemo has always been a popular spacecraft graveyard. This means that during tests and sometimes even actual missions, the return trips are often piloted towards Point Nemo to prevent the risk of any errant spacecraft pieces
My back, chat. Sorry, my dog was crying. I had to go make sure she was okay.
Damage or death. Remember we mentioned earlier that the Foundation encourages repeated concussive attacks against the teeth to ward off their psychodental effects? Here, the pieces of spacecraft blasting into the water towards them fulfill that role. At the latest measurement, 126 of the 263 spacecraft ditched at this pole since 1971
there using a
successfully
burst.
collided with this particular pair of teeth, giving them perhaps the weakest output of psychodental trauma of any of the SCP-5940 instances. And while the furthest point in the ocean from any major land masses may seem about as remote as it gets, the last instance of SCP-5940 easily blows it out of the water. Well, not literally. But if it did, that would be a wonderful example of a problem taking care of itself, wouldn't it? The last instance of SCP-5940, SCP-5940-4, a pair of maxillary lateral incisors, live on the dark side of the moon. Yep, dentists and Pink Floyd fans of the world rejoice. You're probably wondering, while the first 3 pairs of teeth clearly grew on Earth, why is the 4th a pair of more lunar incisors? Studies performed by the Foundation on the soil around the base of the 4th set of teeth prove that they actually did originate on Earth. They believe to have split from Earth during the incident which formed the moon. This means that these teeth are
Enemies that are on top of them, she's ability are.
And this also makes them billions of years older than humanity. So these giant teeth don't look like our incisors. Our incisors look like these giant teeth. So now we finally understand this ridiculous threat to our collective psychodental health. Move over, SCP-682, and step aside, Devourer of Worlds. Get the hell out of my face, Scarlet King. We can't deal with any of you small-timers until we solve the global psychodental health crisis posed by SCP-5940. Which elite heavy hitters have the Foundation put on the case to deal with these enamel nightmares? Meet the Department of Psychodentistry, a joint venture formed from the collaboration of the Psionics Division, a task force that specializes in Psyche SCPs, the Department of Memetics, and most importantly of all, the Dentistry Division. You may be thinking, why does the SCP
Okay, so she's a marksman. She's a marksman artillery that wants to keep firing upon people, right? Uplifting Tempest lets her get to a different location and be able to keep firing upon people.
The Dentistry Division is the first and last
Dragon Dance is her main bread and butter, where she can fire an ability and keep firing on people for extra missiles, right?
A strange phenomenon that causes human teeth to grow out of the bodies of cicadas.
So I guess this could be
that causes hyperdontia, the excessive development of teeth all over the bodies of mammalian creatures, with the infection being spread appropriately through
maybe it's like
and, of course, SCP-478, a predatory moth-like creature that enters the bodies of victims under the age of 25 and attaches itself to the soft palate in the upper nasal cavity. From there, it would promote the unchecked growth of teeth on the soft palate of the victim, but that's just where it starts. Teeth develop all throughout the mouth, nasal cavity, esophagus, and even the interior of the stomach, where the digestion of the teeth leads to excruciating pain. Next time your entire body is filling up with teeth due to SCP,
maybe it's called we could do
underestimating the value of the humble Dentistry Division. So,
first
what
dash.
does the new Department of Psychodentistry propose to do with SCP-5940, the ultimate in tooth-based anomaly?
Unleashes
Thankfully, they have a plan that will unfold
burst.
over the next 79 years, known as the Absolute Tooth Field, in all uppercase letters. It's a 3-pronged plan that's sure to fully neutralize this dental menace. You see, there's one thing we haven't told you. The psionic relationship between SCP-5940 and the incisors of all of humanity isn't one way. While the giant teeth and what happens to them can affect our teeth, what happens to our teeth can also affect the nature of SCP-5940. And that little fact is the key to the Absolute Tooth Field plan. The first part of the plan involves using memetics to make humans shun birth control globally, accelerating population growth to 4.2% per year for the next 79 years. This will lead to a population of 200 billion
He does
humans by
dash.
2100. The second part will be using memetics to encourage every human to somehow mechanically remove all of their incisors. And the third part will be the most complicated of all, trying to get all these 200 billion humans to remove the same incisors at the same time. The Department of Psychodentistry estimates that this will create the sufficient psychic force to finally pull the various SCP-5940 instances from their moorings, and thus healing humanity's collective psychodental trauma. It is a brilliant plan to take out a dangerous anomaly, And surely 1,600,000,000,000
When-
human incisors is a small price to pay. You're
When
driving down a long highway, lost
used,
in an area
wow,
you don't
hovering
know too well,
with
trying to
up
find the right
thing.
turn that'll have you heading back towards your home. You keep driving,
But
the nighttime quiet all
it
around you.
creates
Deciding to try and break that
a
silence, you reach
widow
for the radio, turning the
that
dial
will
to filter through all the garbled, distorted voices
and
and songs from nearby local radio stations that are too far out of range to come through clearly. You try your best to listen to the music from one radio station, but eventually the sound of the static only makes you wish for the
unrelenting
silence you were trying to
onslaughts.
your fingers nudge the tuning dial on your car radio once again, and finally,
Tempest.
something comes through. It isn't loud or clear,
Pika.
but under the distortion, you can make out the sound, and it isn't a song or even a late news broadcast. The first thing you hear sounds
Blessing.
like a short musical tone, only for about 10
Tempest.
seconds. Next, a young girl's voice speaking in a language you don't understand, even through the distorted audio. From her accent, you assume it's Russian, but you still have no
Really
idea what
massive.
the words she's saying mean. With nothing else to listen to,
Good.
you let the broadcast play. Still driving alone in the dark with nothing but the strange adolescent voice to accompany you, your mind begins to wander. She sounds like she's speaking something, but the rhythm of the words is somehow familiar to you, even though
Because
you
then
don't speak
fires.
Russian. Then it hits you. She's counting, but you don't feel smart for having worked that out.
So-
Instead, something about knowing that makes your blood run
Things
cold.
that
You
cause
carry on driving through the night. After a few short minutes,
impact
the Russian girl stops
locations.
counting, and the musical tone plays again under the distortion, leaving you alone in the car once again, with nothing but your thoughts and questions of what exactly you just heard.
The nearest
Thankfully, we have the answer.
player.
What you heard was SCP-3034.
Alright, there you
Since
go. We got quite a few done. We got another 4 done
1964,
today.
broadcast has been made a
5
vast
technically.
number of times, 627 times, in fact. You'd have
Alright,
to be
very
within
cool.
2
I'm gonna take a break
kilometers
for
of
now,
the
chat.
broadcast
I'm gonna go do
before
some
you
other
can
stuff.
do it, where Foundation personnel
Play a
use
round of
high
Joust on
and
Smite.
numerous
Again, I'll be back
techniques to
tonight.
triangulate its
Be
source.
writing
The
some more of my
numbers
novels.
recited in the
I gotta
SCP-3034
do
broadcast
check
are
in with some
actually
work today as
accounted
well.
from 200
But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everyone for showing up across all the chats. I did have someone in Picarto for a couple seconds, but I'm pretty sure it was a robot. But I appreciate everyone for showing up, and I hope you all have a good day. If you enjoyed the content, please leave a like, leave a subscription, leave whatever, a follow, whatever, your firstborn, and a blood sacrifice. I'll catch you guys all on the flip.
There is only
Bye,
one
juice.
rule that any Foundation members working at Provisional Site 3034 must follow. They are